up the helicopter,
Hello!
go!
We are leaping out of the helicopter towards you. Episode 5. You're now episode 5. Viewers, welcome.
This is the Empire Strikes Back of the second campaign of the RPGeeks. Just realised this is going to be the
What
best.
does that mean?
one.
What are the implications? Oh, good.
What are you
Okay,
saying?
good.
Okay, good, no
I
pressure.
was like, I like them all. They're all great. It's episode 5, due to be possibly the best episode so far of RPGeeks. You can no pressure.
Stop this.
RPGeeks
like it.
campaign,
It
the
up.
Absalom Files. Yes, we are in fact the RP geeks. We're science geeks. We roll dice. We tell stories. We're all professional sciencey people. And occasionally we talk about the science that comes up behind the adventures of our campaign. But today it's digging deep into the campaign time after last week's cliffhanger ending. Apparently only my character actually noticed, which I'd forgotten, which is quite stressful for me now. So before we go into introductions, would you all like to chat nonsense in order to just delay the inevitable stuff? Yeah,
Always.
I thought so, just checking.
We were
all on the
talking
same
about
page.
jumping out of helicopters before we started.
It was the go of
Yeah.
our
Now,
countdown.
typically, yes, you
That's
jump out of planes, but you can jump out of helicopters.
Yeah,
I'm certain.
I've definitely seen it done in films.
Would it risk sort of unbalancing you slightly, you know, if you like...
Well, they're lower, helicopters are lower mass, right? So presumably, yes, you're more at risk.
yeah.
of
run to
disrupting
one
them.
end and then like...
What,
Oh,
like
what,
the-
in a Chinook, if they all go to one end and the helicopter goes, oh no, and
Like
tips
the-
you out rather than you jumping.
Like the third Pirates of the
worry.
Caribbean film, where they flip the entire ship over.
I love that bit.
Oh yeah.
I would love to
That's
actually
really
sit
good.
down
The
and do
third's
the
are really.
calculations.
Oh, third's good.
how they-
Second's shit.
But you say
like
that,
the
right?
first
Watch
one.
the second one
The first one's
now,
great.
and compared to the average action film you get today, you'll be
Oh,
like,
it's better.
take me back. Because the action sequences
Really?
Oh, they're so good.
have good geography, they actually make sense, you can clearly see what's going on at all times. It's
Sounds
not
like
like...
old man
Oh.
speak, Simon, doesn't it? It sounds
Yeah.
like...
I'd invite you to watch some
Understand
sequences
this
back.
action sequence because it was all very clearly directed and cinematographed.
Compare an action sequence from Raiders of the Lost Ark, for example, with something that directed by Michael Bay, and there is no comparison. Like, the landscape of what constitutes an action scene has shifted
Needs
so much.
more explosions. Oh, sorry for everyone if they just heard that.
We
It's
didn't?
kinetic.
What was it?
You
You
know.
didn't.
Bings.
It's just a WhatsApp going off on my computer. No, but the third Pirates of the Caribbean, that bit where spoilers for Pirates of the Caribbean 3. The bit where it's not the Jolly Roger. The ship comes out
Flying Dutchman.
from under the water. The Flying Dutchman comes out, and Orlando Bloom is now like not Davy Jones. Is he Davy Jones?
No, he's not
Yes.
Davy Jones, but he's the captain of the Flying Dutchman.
He's the captain of the Flying Dutchman now. And when he comes out on that ship with the bandana, and suddenly I was suddenly like, oh no, I'd never fancied Orlando Bloom, and then it hit me.
Really? Like,
hit me
Legolas
hard.
didn't...
No.
Yeah.
Too
Is
pretty
that
boy.
like-
He was standing next to Aragorn.
Aragorn,
I
yeah.
don't know why everyone's like, oh, but Legolas.
But
And I
Aragorn was
understand
stood
that,
next
but
to Samwise Gamgee, the perfect
now I
man.
agree. But no, I want Aragorn acting like Samwise. That's what I want. That's...
Anyway, that's our Pirates of
Anyway.
the Caribbean section,
Spoilers,
Now-
sorry.
which was
Now-
referenced as a touchtouchone for this episode. this
Yeah, I
campaign.
went away from that, I think. Maybe a little.
Was it? Oh.
Yeah, we
At
said
one
it
point,
was-
I was going to do a more piratey vibe. It was going to be pirates in space, but then I turned it into detectives.
In space.
In space.
There's still time.
Tell
Like
us
we can
what-
undergo some.
We've only got 7 more episodes, including this one.
If you're watching in Twitch chat or in YouTube, you can leave us a comment or just tell us what in space would you like to see next?
What would you like to see in space?
In space.
This is a great.
I'd like to
question.
see Elon Musk in space.
In space.
No spaceship,
No,
just him.
Just
We're
him
not
in
doing
space.
that,
Away.
What would you like to see us do next after Detectives in Space, which I did think we should call this show just Detectives in Space.
Detectives in
I
space.
mean, that is good.
I really like the Absalom Files.
The
I
Absalom
think
Files
it's
is also
cool.
cool. And we're also mostly on a space station and we haven't like gone anywhere in space. Where we can
Why
be
would you go
space.
anywhere in space? That would be weird.
Not much in space, sort of
Okay.
definition.
Makes sense.
Has anyone here? Have you been to Traxxas? Have you been to Traxxas? Why has no one ever been to Traxxas?
Also, speaking of being places, Ali, you're not in your normal place. Where are you today?
Oh yeah.
I'm in my. This is my spare bedroom. It's got a bike on the wall and there's a nondescript curtain, and the maid hasn't cleaned the
Liar.
room. So,
Liar.
Lies, deception.
He's a liar.
Decepticon. That's what I am.
Roll a deception check for me.
Okay, what is that? Is that a
You know what a deception check is. Although, is there deception? There's no deception in Starfinder.
There's no deception in
There's
Starfinder.
bluff.
Bluff, yeah, roll a
bluff,
bluff check
bluff.
for me.
Bluff. Okay, I will roll bluff.
Bluff.
19.
Uh,
So
I'm-
everybody
Nice
enjoy.
spare
the
bedroom.
tune.
We
I'm a
love it.
DC
It's
10
really
if you
good.
ever saw one. Like
I actually think I've been setting the DCs a bit low in
No.
Starfinder because Starfinder, like every book, it's like they're much higher because you get so many points to add to things, as I think you've all discovered since you've been leveling up.
I've
Over
got
the
a
past
plus
few days,
9
yeah.
to computers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not other things aren't that high, but like my 3 like class relevant skills are huge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So my
I'm-
DCs have gone up a little this time round for things I've pre-planned. If you do any of them, which you undoubtedly won't. Undoubtedly.
I liked undoubtedly. I was just going to let it go. I was like, this is-
Undoubtedly.
that's
Undoubtedly.
nice.
Undoubtedly.
This is right,
Undoubtedly.
I'm writing
Wow.
undoubtedly down in my notes.
Yes,
which you
that's
can
the
see
most
if you're a patron.
important.
That goes to the patrons,
In-
straight into the patrons' veins.
Doubt
Thank you,
me.
by the way, to our patrons who you would have seen their names if you're watching on Twitch.
Oh yeah.
Our lovely, beautiful patrons.
We love him.
But with all that being said,
Are we doing it? Oh.
Do it.
It's time to introduce both ourselves and our characters before we dive in. As is tradition, I shall go first. Hello, my name is Sharmony. I use she, her pronouns, as does Thaliana Maisie Creswell. She is a Riforian. They have furry ears and little fangs from the planet of Traxxas, where no one has been. No one has been there. No, it stays so far away, and I just want. She's fine. Simon.
hello, my name's Simon. I use he, him pronouns, as does Snikt, who doesn't believe that Triaxis is an actual place. Snikt is a Yosoki operative, rat man, or man rat, depending on your species. Let's not be human centric. And doesn't really believe in a lot of things, but also believes in a lot of things. It's a mess of contradictions, this character, and I love him so dearly. He's a filthy, filthy man rat. And his partner in crime, in several senses, is Ali Jennings.
Yes, Ali Jennings. Or Corey Vanderleer, who second or third Corey Vanderleer, who is a pilot, very much a pilot. Not really getting huge opportunities to show that off, but still very much a core part of that character.
Yeah.
Like he's a troubled soul. I mean, you know, like he's got a lot going for him, but also, you know, there's depths maybe under there somewhere, maybe. Yeah, I do love him a lot, but I sort of I feel his pain in some ways. Are we doing a loving? I do. I love my character.
I love him.
But I worry for him a bit. That's
I
my
worry
right.
for all your characters. Because, hi, I'm Emily Bates, and I'll be running this adventure and trying to keep these 3 from getting sad in real life. And that's because I am this game's Fate Weaver. So, where were we? Having retrieved an ancient coin from missing Galerion, the Eyes Shut agency, now featuring Thaliana, came face to face with derelict salvage. A battle broke out over ownership of the coin, in which our team got the upper hand, leading to the other crew calling a truce and fleeing. Then it was party time. They headed to the Neon Glass for Marrow's welcome home party. They returned his coin, for which they were paid more than the agreed price, drank, met with some old friends, and met some new potential ones. As the night sort of kicked up a gear, Thali noticed Steward Dax Vega enter the room and head to Marrow, where Thali read on his lips, "You need to come with me. You're under arrest for the murder of Sembadrid Nepal." And that is where we are now. So I believe Corey is sort of chatting to Sonia, Snikt, you're surveying the party, and Thali, you have just witnessed this. You see Marrow reach out and grab Luca's hand and sort of clasp it and sort of hold it tight and just sort of stares at her, and then lets go and begins to follow Dax, moving out of the party. Luca suddenly is shaking and just rushes towards the back room. Marrow and Dax sort of weaves Marrow through the party. They're not making a scene, but they're very much maneuvering him out, and I need everyone to make a perception check.
And have we mentioned? Oh yes, we did mention them. We have all leveled up.
Yes,
Level 2, baby.
sneaky level 2s.
Makes a big difference now.
That's a 15 on perception.
Okay.
It's a natural 19 for a 23.
That's good.
I've got nat 20 also for a 23.
Okay, with the nat 20, I'm going to give this to you because none of you met the perception check. However, I'm using real Starfinder rules now, baby.
No, we'll miss nice Emily.
Can you even succeed at this? No.
It's literally physically impossible for all of you.
Bye.
Bye. So, Sally, you hear in your head, I did not do this. Please get help.
Oh,
And
no.
with that, Dax leads Marrow out of the party. You can kind of see people looking around, but you know, it was quite a casual move out. There wasn't any struggle or anything like that. You can see Mimosa, the little Skittermander, has run to the back room, presumably to check on Luca.
I think I will. Can I see Snicked?
You got a natural 20 perception check, so I'm going to carry that over. And you should see, Snicked, what are you doing, do you think, at this moment in time?
Snicked is probably going to be on the bar corner, shoveling snacks in the pocket.
Okay. Yeah, well, so Mimosa's actually put the canapé trays down. So,
So the canapes are just being fistfuls into pockets.
Yeah, so you see Snicked just absolutely loading up on cream puffs and salmon and cocktail sausages and little mini broccoli. I don't know.
Rich
Mini
hors
broccoli?
d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
I am gonna run over to Snicked. Mr. Snicked! Mr.
I know,
Snicked!
they just left them. Right, quick. If you open up your pockets, we can get more of them in. Right.
Okay, right. She starts like opening up her pockets, and then she's like,
I'm going to pick up a drink and pour the drink in your pockets.
No, Mr. Snicked! No, that's not what I meant. The steward?
Mhm.
From the docks, the steward from the docks arrested Marrow, and I think they said Samdra was dead, and then Luca ran away, and then Marrow told me to help. What do we do?
Right, we better take these as well. I'm just going to start the napkins. Napkins going in. Right, so hang on. So one of the people that owns the place has been taken in by the authorities. Told you we couldn't trust the authorities. Then
Oh no. Well, maybe it's just a misunderstanding.
straws going in the pockets.
I'm just like still holding the pockets out and helping Snick like
Load
it's
up
like
all of these
frantic.
things.
Yeah, I gotta load up the things, right?
Right, so maybe it's a misunderstanding. The point is you can't trust the authorities. Hang on, wait a minute. We were doing the job for Marrow. They might be coming for us. We've got to get out of here. Right.
Oh god.
Let's get
okay.
Corey. We've got to get out of here. Get back to the office. We've got to work out what's happening. I'm going to need
Don't
another
you think-
board. Right, okay, quick.
Okay.
Waddle over with me. We're both, presumably both very enlarged with all the hors d'oeuvres.
Yes, you're waddling a little. You can see there's sort of murmurs going around the party now. And I'll say everyone. Thally and Thally and Snicked make another perception check. Lower DC on this one.
Oh, thank you, Emily. Oh god, I can tell I'm taking this seriously because I didn't call you Bates.
Yes, good. I've got them now.
16.
Right, Thally.
Oh, 7.
Okay. Snicked. You just see the door swinging shut. Someone else has left the party.
Right, okay, every people have got the idea. Right, I'm going to find Corey.
Mm-hmm. He's, I assume, talking to Sonia. I think your hair is so soft, and she's just sort of like putting her finger like in a curl and just sort of playing with it.
You know, it's soft.
Oh, sorry.
It was going to places. But I mean, we could all imagine what he was going to say. I mean, it's not like necessarily enough to like
Reach up and tug at the uniform. Like, Corey.
Oh, I like that. It's you want to get? Oh, should I take this off? Is that what? Oh, God,
Corey, it's me. Right.
I'll just try and push him away.
No, Corey, it's urgent. It's important, Corey.
I think your little friend wants to talk to you.
Oh yes, of course.
I'm gonna go get more drinks. I'll be back. And she saunters off.
Wowzers. You have caught me at an interesting time, my friend. Tell me, what's going on? And I've got something to tell you as well. I'm assuming I've had a little bit to drink.
Podcast listeners, I have to stop Ali. Have you taken your wedding ring off while you're flirting with an imaginary character?
And put it on a more visible finger. It's a defense mechanism.
He's a family man.
He's a family man.
Mark is much worse than
Sorry, that made me really happy. Anyway, carry on.
Right, okay. Corey, I've got two things I need to tell you. First of all, we're not going to need to worry about food for the next couple of weeks. Between me and Daliana, we got so many hors d'oeuvres. Oh, epic. Anyway, slightly more importantly, Maro's just been arrested. The authorities seem to think they've done a murder. I think because we were just working for Maro, maybe we want to get the fuck out of here and get back to the office. I
see.
think we need to melt away, Corey.
On a stay.
Pleading rat face.
I'm going to kind of come in at this point. Do you think we ought to see if Luca's all right or needs any help with anything?
So, Mara's been arrested. We're potential accessories to that crime in some way that we don't understand yet. Luca's just disappeared.
Well, I reckon she must be pretty upset and might need some support right now. Maybe Mimosa's got it, but...
I mean, she can handle herself, but at the same time... Okay, well, you're right, Snitch, you're right. God, snap out! Okay. We're wrapped up in this marriage situation whether we like it or not. Something's going to come out somewhere. We've got to keep a head up. That's the first thing to do. We need to know what's going on there. We need to know what's going on with him. Otherwise, we risk coming down with it. And that's not great, right?
Yep.
Who's going to know something about Maro? Who's going to know something about Sendred? There's only one person who's going to know something about both of them. It's got to be Luca.
Makes sense to me. So what? Are we going to leave? Are we going to stay and talk to Luca?
Is that connecting up all the dots? Taliana, you look...
No, I just don't quite know what one's supposed to do in a situation like this, you know? I never had anyone was arrested for murder before, and he said, you know, that he didn't do it. He said he talked to me and said he didn't do it and that we gotta help him.
He said that to you?
Yeah.
Okay, so not only are we accessories to a murder, but Daliana's hearing voices. So the priority now is get out of here and then get Daliana seen to by a medic.
But at the same time, we must strike while the iron... Detect! We've got to detect that. Think about... Strike while the iron's hot. I think we go talk to Luca, if we can. And while we're doing it, we scope the way out so we don't have to come back this way. We get through a window, some back door, and then we... Okay, that's good.
This is like what you do, isn't it? Like, when did you last see this person, tracing the steps, interviewing suspects?
This is absolutely what we do, yes. And I think you slowly see as, I guess, the fingers rise and the cigarette approaches the lips. Yes. This is what we do. Right, let's go find Luca.
I got your drink.
I'll go look for an escape route, Corey.
Sonia,
hello.
I'm so glad you're here.
Hi, Sonia.
I'm glad you're... Hello.
It's nice to meet you again.
Yes, you too.
We got some important business to do, but what I'd love to do is maybe pop around a little bit later when, you know, things have cooled down a little bit, and maybe I'll catch up with you then.
Sure. Should I come to you, or do you want to come to mine
Don't come
again?
to me.
Or...
Don't come to me. Yeah, let's go to you.
Oh, okay. I might stay here and drink a little bit more.
Fantastic.
But maybe see you later.
Definitely see you later.
Maybe.
Just send me a text.
Yeah, I'll maybe do that. I'll see you in a bit. She goes off and starts chatting to I'll say Diamond.
I thought didn't Diamond leave? Or was she just leave the conversation with
Yeah,
you?
Diamond went to try and snog
the Strix, yeah.
Yes.
She has not been successful so far.
So they're all three talking now.
Let's say that's Sonia has
Corey's
inserted
so
herself
torn.
in a conversation.
Oh no.
Corey's so torn.
Okay, what are you doing?
Okay.
Snick's just going to look for an escape.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm going with Luca. Let's go find Luca.
So you're heading towards the back. So you go behind the bar, and there's still the sort of swinging double doors through there. And as you come through, you see Mimosa there. The little Skittermander sort of just sat on a stool, looking a little bit shaken, and just sort of sat there and just going, I don't really know what is happening. I just, I guess he's dead. So,
You all right?
they say he's dead. They're saying Semdred's dead.
Did they know for sure?
I don't know. That's what Luca told me.
I guess if you're a steward, you kind of gotta know for sure, don't you, before you go around like claiming things.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. The stewards have their secrets as well. So, tell me, Mimosa,
Yeah.
when has Luca gone? Can we see?
Oh, she left. She was crying a lot. She just went out the back door. She ran. I came to see if she was okay, and she just was saying Semdred was dead, and Marrow did it, and I didn't think Marrow would do. He just came back, so why did he do it?
If it helps, he said he didn't.
He told you when?
Well,
I don't-
just now when he was leaving, he said, I did not do this. I did not do that. He said it in his voice. But then I guess if he was a murderer, maybe he'd have said that anyway, so. Is there anything we can
She's
do
got
to
like
help?
2 tissues in each of her hands, and so all 6 arms are just like constantly, one flowing her nose. Like,
General Grievous.
Just, you're like detectives, right?
That we are.
You find out who did it, and if it's, maybe he's not dead. Maybe they got it wrong. Maybe it's someone else. Bless you. Would you like a hanky? And
I can't tell if Charmaine
Thank
muted
you.
herself or if she just blew out the microphone.
she did mute herself.
'Cause for people at home, Charmaine's sneezes are up there with like sonic booms in terms of loudness scale. It is
Thank you for muting,
extraordinary.
Charmaine. Maybe he's not dead. Maybe they've just made a mistake, and it's maybe someone else.
We need to talk to Luca. Let's go out of this back door. Mimosa, can you just guide the way?
There's
doing
just
very
that
well.
door there. There's a
okay.
door. You're in a kitchen. There's a back door. It's pretty like.
It's this door I'm standing in.
That one that says there's got fire exit on the top of it.
All right,
You
let's go.
shouldn't really be back here, but I don't really know if I meant to stop you right now. Should I end the party? Should I just go tell everyone to go home? Or...
No. Don't do anything that would disturb the atmosphere. It's
Right.
what Semdred would have wanted. Big party. You know how he was.
He
This
hated
is for his-
parties. He
This is for
hated
his-
them.
But this is for his memory. He wouldn't want people to be happy that he's dead. He'd want them to be sad. That's what this is all about. It's about bringing that anger and shame. Just let it happen. Let people feel it. This is what we want.
Should
How
I
do I
tell
get out of this
everyone?
door? Is it locked or something?
No, don't. It's a push one, not a pull. You're trying to pull. It's a push.
I see. Okay.
You get the door bursts open.
Hello.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Just carry on serving canapes to everyone, I guess. We've got loads left, so it should be fine. That'll keep the party going.
Do you have a? Where do you keep them? They're so delicious.
They're they're all out there at the moment, but there was so many, so people, it should be fine. Okay, have fun. No. And she goes out just sobbing, and then as the doors swing closed, you just hear her. And do you head out onto the street?
Yeah. Okay, I want to go into full.
I want to point
Like-
out, Snick didn't follow you. Snick was looking for an escape route.
No.
But did you not go through the main
No, Snick
the
was
kitchen?
staying in the main bit, looking for an escape route in case things went south. So
Oh,
it's
well,
still in the party.
There's one door, and then lots of windows, but they're all covered in drapes and things for the party. It's all velvet drapes around, so you couldn't see in.
Okay, so
And
I
then
am not
you
aware
see
of
a
what's
little
happening.
Skittermander coming out, bawling, and then sees the trays and just starts crying. What? God. Oh, it's just getting worse. And then she just sort of goes behind the bar and just sort of sits on a little ball.
Okay, I'm gonna peek into the kitchen.
You can see Corey with the door open, and Thali is in there too.
Oh, okay.
I wanted you so much to just nope through the window, covered in the velvet curtain, just to be like...
Oh, if I hadn't seen you, that was 100% what Snick was going to do.
Unfortunately, you do see them. They have not stepped outside yet.
Boo.
As we're standing there, I'm going to say to Corey, we have asked Mimosa things like, when did you last see Semdred, and where was Corey at 3 p.m. this afternoon? Where was Marrow at 3 p.m. this afternoon? That kind of thing. Is that not the usual?
Interesting. No, you see, you're new to this detecting art. That's not how we operate.
Right.
We need to get in there fast, get to the scene of the crime, identify the key suspects. It's a bit wishy-washy what you're suggesting there. But,
Okay.
I like the initiative. Snicked, are you just going to stand there?
Oh, I mean, I'm not in favour of the question asking, that. You can't really trust what people say, because they just make anything up. Really, you find out what people are like at the point of a knife. That's why I've got 3 of them with me. Do you want one?
I'll take a knife.
Really. Daliana, I'm not going to lie to you, I kind of need at least 2 of these. So, Corey, because he's my friend. I mean, not to say that you're not my friend, but because I've worked with Corey for longer, he gets knife privileges, okay?
That's
Maybe
totally
in the
okay,
future we
Mr.
could work up
Snick.
to knife privileges, or if we get to go to a shop, I'll buy more knives. Tell you what, I'll buy you a knife. How about that?
Ruby.
Anyway.
I don't expect anything, Mr. Snick. And you know what? Ruby has his pest defense weapons still. So
And like a semi-automatic rifle just appears from the top of Ruby.
not here, Ruby. There's no pests here.
Ruby.
Yes.
And it goes back in.
Just don't look like you're about to eat any fruit or anything, and you'll be fine.
looks down a bulging pocket.
I think also when we have that little interaction, Daliana, like, you do see a moment where Corey clearly considers what you said and is like, oh shit. But then it's like, no. That's not how we, like...
I believe you.
Pride. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
anyway, yeah, let's go. Let's take off after Luke. Where's she got?
We
You see her?
run! We run!
You said, mate, you look around. You go into this alley. So you're still you're just above the spike, basically. You're in the spike still, but it's the very top level of the spike. So you can see like an escalator to the right leads up to the arm. Not the arm, sorry, the rings, and then the sort of alleyway goes either side. It's very well lit around here. You see no sign of Luca anywhere.
Snick does have blind sense, which is scent based. So can I attempt to smell?
How far do you have? What is
The blind sense is 30 feet.
Okay. And so what does it say? Let me have a look. Blind sense.
Well, I think the rules as written are basically it's like a better dark vision, but you don't need any light whatsoever.
Cool. Okay. I will say with that, you can't sense her around. Make a survival check for me.
11.
11. You can kind of... Luca wears a lot of perfume, and you can kind of tell that she went towards the right, but and the escalator is towards the left, leading up. So escalator on the left, and then she went... You think she went that way, but you can't quite pinpoint exactly where she would have gone.
Okay.
Is this?
She seems to have moved quite... She's not anywhere close. With your sense, you can tell she's definitely not within 60 feet.
Right. Okay. Okay. She's not anywhere near here. I think she's gone right.
Do you know where she lives? Is it here?
For some reason, I never got an invite to their house. Just like I never got an invite to their party, technically. But no, so the short answer is no. But I know it's not near here.
Do I know where she lives?
No, you've never been to her house. You know
Right.
they lived together, and you know they lived in the ring.
Ring. Oh,
But where is... You don't know.
Didn't go up.
She's only just left. Let's go right. Let's try and chase that sense.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna start running.
So you start running down this alleyway. Running. What's everyone's speed?
Oh gosh.
Oh, that's a
How
very
quick? How quick are y'all?
30 feet speed.
30.
30 all round.
So that implies if you're running, you can go 60 feet in a round, correct?
Yeah.
So that's 10 feet per second.
If you think about running,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
10 feet per second.
yeah, that's about right. Because like a second isn't like bang. It's a
What's a second long?
it's just a whole second.
1,000 milliseconds.
Ruby is also there, so he's
Okay. So I'll say you're all traveling along, and this the alleyway quite quickly starts dividing. So there starts to be sort of other. It's quite grid-like around here, and you're slowly curving, but you're not at the edge of the spike in here. You're kind of more central, and you can feel curving, and I'll say Snicked. With your perception, with your survival check, you can't fully trace the direction, and eventually you do kind of just lose the scent. But I'll say everyone else can make survival checks if they want.
I would also like to bang out a telepathic message.
Okay.
Yeah, so I will concentrate and.
How far does that go? It goes
120 feet.
Okay.
And I choose one creature, so I'm gonna choose.
You're choosing Luca. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What you're saying is 10 words, I believe.
If you can hear me, stop. We can help you.
Hey, I'm gonna roll something to
Oh,
see
great.
how far.
I don't suppose anyone's just got her number, do they?
not me.
Not me.
No, not me.
What did
Maybe
I?
it's on like the bar website.
The yellow data slate might have it.
I will say you just hear in your head back to it because they can reply. Yes,
I would say yes.
I believe that's true. I think that's right. You just hear "Leave me alone," and that's the end of it.
So we're in a warren of tunnels / streets,
Streets, yeah.
but it's a.
But they are tunnels. They're kind of alleyways / corridors /
Hey, do you think that Marrow saying get help? I mean, does that make him still kind of like our client? Your client?
Well, I mean, he paid us, so on a contractual basis, no. But in terms of maintaining a good business relationship, then yes. Sort of a long-term, short-term kind of perspective thing.
I was just thinking if y'all have like a business relationship, I know you're not lawyers in that, but maybe we should go and, ask those nice stewards what's going on. And see
No,
if we
we're
can
not talking to the
speak
stewards.
Okay.
That's a non-negotiable. Corey, it's non-negotiable, right? You're not talking to the. You know how I feel about the stewards, Corey.
Snips. You forget, right? Some of us have had other lives. She's right. She is right. When was the last time we had a serious client?
I mean, sort of depends on your definition of serious, but
When was the last time we got paid enough to eat until the next client?
well, technically tonight opens up the jacket.
Yes.
Well, I suppose. All right, fine. It was the Edison affair. That thing a couple of months ago. We broke all the light bulbs.
Yes, we did, Snake. And do you remember what the consequences of that were?
Yeah, it was dark for weeks.
It was dark for weeks, and we had to pay the cost of replacing all those light bulbs. We solved the case, and then we spent the entire earnings on fixing what we had solved. And then remember what we ate? We just ate the smashed light bulbs.
It wasn't great for the digestive system, but I do maintain that we did the right thing by foiling that plot. All right, those Vesk were up to something, and if we hadn't done that, the entire water system of Absalom Station would have been infected.
Well, just shut up. Just shut up, Snake. Just for a second. Just think.
Yeah, I still think I was right to do that. I'm pretty sure that those of us were going to poison the station. It's why I've been feeding myself tiny quantities of that poison every day ever since. Just in case.
Look, I'm going to turn to Thalia. Look. I don't even know if you're to be trusted. But I don't like to admit it. Maybe you have some instincts. I think you're right. I think this is something we need to do. If anything, just to do something. For once, something real.
I didn't realize you were having business troubles. My family runs a business, so
We're not having
know
business
how
troubles.
can it be.
It's just a change of direction. That's all.
Okay. Sure thing, Corey. Whatever you say.
Whatever I say. Okay. All right. So, where would they have gone? They've been taken to the stewards. Where's the nearest stewards?
So there is a big headquarters which has the jail in the arms. So it would be maybe an hour away on foot.
What if we ran?
Half an hour.
If you ran, yeah, half an hour, and you'd be very tired. You could get a cab, being like a credit.
We're pretty
Two
flush.
credits.
We're
You're
pretty flush right now.
I'll say it's 2 credits thing. You can get an exec.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Let's get an exec.
Cab
With
extra.
blue
No, it'd be
under it.
more for an exec. But for 2 credits, you can get a regular cab, or you can spend 5 and get a fancy cab.
I'm not sprinting so far.
2 credits. 2 credits. Yeah, so you pull up outside the stewards building, which is in one of the arms of Absalom, and it's kind of built into the wall, but it's kind of this dome that not dome, I guess sphere that comes out, and you can just see the front part of it, and there's a little square door in the middle. It's like a dark blue sphere.
On the way to the jail, Snikt has a disguise kit and is going to disguise himself.
Okay. I believe there is a disguise skill, so go ahead. Do you get a bonus with the disguise kit, I'm assuming?
Oh, that's an excellent question.
Let's find out
Excellent.
together.
This is really excellent.
Toolkit, disguise, tech item.
No, not Starfinger, Google. Starfinder.
You've been Googling. Starfinder, toolkit. Where's... I don't understand. Why?
Required for disguise checks to change appearance. I think you can't do the
You can't do
check
it without.
it.
I see. But provides a +2 circumstance bonus on disguise checks. That's what it says here.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Oh wait, that's Pathfinder. It might not be.
Yeah, I didn't
No.
see that in Starfinder.
Sorry, that's Starfinder. Yeah, okay.
I think
yeah,
it's
that's
just it enables you to make.
it allows you to do the proper disguise check. Okay.
What are you disguised as?
Yes. What are you doing?
I'm going to disguise myself as my 4th cousin Robert.
How? What is the difference between Robert and Snikt?
He wears glasses.
Fun. So your disguise kit is just a pair of glasses, little round glasses, or
Little round glasses and a moustache.
and a moustache.
A fake rat nose and moustache.
Well, I will say make a disguise check, but the DC is going to be very low.
Brilliant.
Don't get in that one, basically.
That is... That's 17.
Yeah, I mean, you look just like Robert. I mean, it is amazing. Thali, Corey, suddenly Snikt still looks like a Yosoki, still looks like Snikt, but maybe a little bit different. You get the mustache perfectly, like the little upturns at the ends that Robert has. And if anyone who knew Robert saw you, they would fully believe that you were Robert.
Okay. Okay.
It's very important, Corey, that don't worry, it's still me. Don't worry, no one else got in the cab over the journey. Still me. I've just got to keep a low profile around the stewards. You can never be too careful. Don't want to be on their radar.
Is that you?
Yeah, it's me. I know I look just like my 4th cousin Robert, but he's got a bit more of a friendly relationship with the stewards because he's a traitor. But it means that I can go in and it won't be a problem.
Excellent idea. like the way that you think. And Corey will just start pulling off his clothes as he's running. And
You're in a car. You're in a cab, right?
He's running within the cab. It's a very big cab.
Yeah.
Running around in circles. It's like a black cab, so you just that hovers.
And I will start pulling on other clothes whilst casting the spell Disguise Self, which I just learned. And
Okay.
I will disguise myself as... I'm going to disguise myself as a steward.
Okay, so you're basically putting a steward uniform on.
Oh, great! It's like the scene from
but
Star
don't look
Wars:
like
A
me.
New Hope with the Chewbacca being brilliant.
Okay, so you make a disguise check, and it gives you a +10 bonus to that check.
Do we think
Casting.
this is... Boom. Let's do this.
Are you changing what you look like at all, or are you just looking like Corey in a steward's uniform?
Well, disguise self, I can change my whole appearance.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
can.
look
Yeah,
like-
that's
I'm
right.
going to look like a different steward, so I'm not Corey. I'm just
Okay.
a generic steward.
Generic white male steward, or
Presumably, it's an additive process. Like you can't make yourself small.
no, you can be 1 foot shorter or taller, thin, fat, or in between.
How does?
Can I change my...
Because it's
can I change
magic.
can I change my creature type?
Hang on, you can't change your creature type, although you can. There's another subtype, so you still have to be a human.
Oh, okay. Fine. Well, I will change myself into basically very, very similar to... Who was the guy who arrested...
Oh, Dax.
Yeah, basically, I'll be just slightly better looking than Dax.
Bigger ass.
Pretty difficult. Yeah, slightly. Same color.
Okay, no, that's going to draw attention. No, I'm just a generic man.
Okay, generic man.
All the sliders in the middle.
Yeah, roll a disguise check.
Got to be ready for everything. Oh, yes! So I rolled a 17,
Okay.
and then I add 10 to that.
Yeah, plus whatever your normal bonus is as well.
So I already did that, so it's 27.
27.
This is
See,
a
that's
dope
that's
spell.
Starfinder numbers. That's what we're talking about. Okay. Sally, any disguising for you, or are you happy as you are?
Well, I just meant more like we were some sort of official representation for Mr. Marrow, but no, apparently we're in disguise, so great. No, I'm not. No, Sally did not say that. Sally is just a little bit bemused, but looking like herself with freedom.
We didn't do any drinking checks, did we? And we all had quite a few drinks. Let's find those rules again.
This is a
Let's
recipe
make
for disaster. This is a recipe for disaster.
drinking Starfinder. Where are
Corey
those
had
lovely
quite a few
rules?
drinks.
Yeah, Corey had quite a
Yes,
few.
how many drinks do we think we had? Snicked, Sally?
So, Sally, as we're doing this, I think, like, Corey will say, so, how do you see this going down? Just reading the room here. What do you think we should do when we get there?
Well, if Mr. Marrow's hired us to help, maybe we're allowed to interview him and that.
Well, we're not his lawyers.
I don't really know how it works. I just thought, we're not lawyers, but he has hired us to help with his case, maybe? I mean, he hasn't technically paid us, but he might.
I mean,
Sort of unofficially. He said,
he's-
please help, but...
So if he's under arrest, how are we going to we need to get access to him. That's going to be the hard part.
first
That's
of
why I
all,
was thinking we could ask, and say, hey, can we speak to him, please? Thanks.
well, we could ask, or, I mean, you're very good with your computers, Dadiana. Maybe you can find out on their system if we could just, distract people, get you access to their computers. Did you find out where they're keeping them?
Well, I don't think they have that kind of information public. I think that's probably sort of, private information on their...
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to
private
distract them, so you're gonna have to go in and be a little bit subtle, like. But we could. I'm sure that Cora and I can manage a couple of stewards, keep their attention for a bit, and let you do a little bit of click click clack.
Well, I
on
don't
and out,
think
where
you're
to
supposed
attack.
to do that, though, surely.
Oh, supposed to. Societal construct, very human-based thing, really. I don't see it as a problem, is what I'm saying.
If Corey thinks it's a good idea, I like I said, I don't really know, and I don't want to make any more mistakes or say anything wrong this time, so I guess I'll just do what you think, Corey.
Look, it's clear that we need to get access to it. And we don't even know what the stewards are going to do to him the longer that he's there. There's no way that we can get in as lawyers, and there's definitely no way that we can get in as ourselves. Like, that's a non-starter. I like what Snick's saying. I think if we can find out where he is and somehow gain access to see him, maybe we can learn about this. The alternative is we turn up to in front of the HQ. We just ask for to see them, and they say, well, okay, so you want to see a convicted murderer, who are you? And then we're not convicted, we want to see a suspected murderer, and then they tell us to go away, and then that's it, and then we never see all that money again.
I hadn't thought of that. Oh.
Or there's two ways we could go about this with what I've got with me, limited supplies. Do you have a concussion
stuff,
grenade?
though.
I also have some binders that you could be pretending to bring in a prisoner that comes in for processing, and then maybe on the inside, we then find out where they've taken Marrow, and then, stay with the prisoner the entire time, and then we, get in, find out what we need to do, get out, bish bash bosh, what could go wrong? And we got the concussion grenade in case it does go wrong.
Like the McGiglin job. Yeah,
The
you remember
McGiglin job.
Yeah.
Oh, those poor children didn't see it coming, did they?
Yeah, we were in jail for a long time.
You did not go to jail.
Broke into jail. That's the point.
Okay, so you pull up outside the building. You get out of the cab. And you are in front of the headquarters of the stewards, where
Corey looks like a
inside
steward.
is the jail. Corey
Is
looks
there-
like a steward.
Is there a way that we can... I like this hacking idea. Is there a way that we can buy enough time for Thaliana to at least find out details about the case, like by hacking their systems? And then we don't necessarily have to see him. And I can, because I can maybe talk to him inside the jail. If we know where he is, then I could maybe message him and at least get some sort of idea. And if he can talk back, then maybe we can have some sort of, we can do it that way. So we wouldn't need to see him in person if we knew where he was. Total silence.
I know, I'm waiting. I was
that.
that sounded like a DM question. I was waiting.
Yeah,
Is that a DM question?
No, it's just
It's
a
an
fact.
idea. It's a good.
It's a plan?
I like the
Corey,
plan.
If you think so.
Is that a thing that you could? Okay, let's do it. I mean, enough thinking.
Let's do
We
it.
thought
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
hard.
We go and do it. Yeah.
Can I ask how drunk we are?
Yes, that is what I did want to. So, Thali, how many drinks do you think you had?
I don't think I was drinking.
Okay, fine. In which case, you don't have to make a check. Snicked.
I think
Drunk
I had
or-
two drinks. I think.
Two is fine. Sorry, actually, how high is your constitution?
Oh, excellent question. As in my modifier or my value?
No, the value.
12.
Okay, you're fine. Corey?
Yeah, I was thinking him away.
And yeah, I'm gonna make you I'll just put you on one. So yeah, make a fortitude save.
Well, actually, the first level of drunkenness could really help us here.
That's true, actually.
Really good, but also.
I'm gonna make you make two, just so you know. Actually, I think because if you're saying you were drinking as much as that,
15.
congratulations, you've passed the DC, so you are not drunk. So make another one again. This is just still to enter stage one.
Come
But
on,
this
we
is your
want
two
stage
check.
1.
13.
That does fail it.
Yes, the
So
best!
you get a +2 morale bonus to physical stats for 1d4 hours.
Wow.
So
Ridiculous. Oh.
It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. The Corey, he'd been boozing a bit. He pitches this plan.
and I think we did it wrong before. I think the +2 is to your base level physical stats, not to your modifiers.
That would
So-
make more sense.
That
It
does
goes
make
up
more
by
sense.
1,
It's a
not by
+1.
2.
Okay,
Two.
okay.
So any physical check will be up by 1.
Feel alive.
Fire, really. Okay, so do you enter through the doors?
So let's just, before we do this, what are we doing?
Are you
We need-
arresting Mr. Snakes? I think you should arrest.
I've
Mr.
already put the
Snakes.
binders on myself. I hope you're
I'm
arresting
arresting-
me.
It's a Chewbacca Star Wars Han Solo situation. Luke Skywalker, yes. Where do we...
Corey, I actually can't get out of these on my own. The key's in my pocket.
Flaviana, how do we get you into a position where you can hack this system? For good, remember.
For good. I guess I could go and ask them about their computer systems, and because I'm so interested, maybe they could teach me about
like 10 o'clock at night. I'm really interested in your computer system. I love it.
Is this for extra credit? It's for extra credit, yes.
Okay. If you think that'll do it. But also we could create a distraction of some sort.
Okay. Should I wait for you to create a distraction before I do anything? Or should I just go and find someone nice to talk to and make friends?
Where would you need to get to in order to be able to access their system to get inside?
A logged on computer, ideally.
Okay. So we get in, we need to identify a logged on computer. A logged on computer. That's something where it's already open and then the software's on. Like if somebody's using it.
Cybersecurity
variety
in most places is fucking abysmal. I'm sure that's just going to be a
fair,
thing.
You're not going to have logged out. Who does that? No one. When is the last time you put your computer to sleep for wandering off?
Yeah. Update when I restart. Yeah, that'll happen.
when I restart.
Sure,
Any day
Jan.
now.
Okay. All right. So, how about this? We enter. We'll go up to the counter. There's always someone behind there. There's a couple of people behind there doing general service stuff. Snicked, you start to put up a struggle. I'll say, help me! God damn it, help me! Someone's going to come around. We start a commotion. That's when you get onto the machine. And you're finding out anything you can about who he is, what he did, and where he is so that we can talk to him. I don't have a get out plan. If anybody wants to jump in with this.
I mean, I'm literally...
What are you doing? You're standing outside the building right now.
I'm literally cuffed. I'm pretty dependent on you on this one, Corey.
We'll take it one step at a time, I guess.
One step at a time.
Okay.
All right. Snip your hands down, you sniveling little creep. Cuff him over the back of the head.
Ow! Make an attack roll. Let's not play around. Let's do it. If you have just an unarmed strike or something.
I do have an unarmed strike.
Yeah, roll that.
Oh, that's an 11.
Okay, great. Does 11 hit? Snick?
This is kinetic armor class. No, it doesn't.
Okay, cool. So you kind of clip Snick, but don't actually do any damage.
Look, I've got my hands up.
Okay, I'm going to push him through the doors of this police station.
Great. Snick, you stumble through, and in this room, it's sort of a sort of quite small white room. It's got a glass panel around a counter at the front, which is this like white marble, kind of got a little bit of dark green dappling throughout the marble, and dark blue, sorry. And behind the counter is in a steward's uniform, a skittermander with 6 arms, and they're sort of sorting through, filing things, and they have a computer next to them, and there are some sort of wooden benches the other side of the counter. And as you come through, this sort of skittermander looks up and goes, hello?
I didn't do anything. I'm telling you, I didn't do anything.
Who's this one?
Caught this little rat bastard just sneaking around the bins. But the illegal bins, you know the sort that I mean, the ones that were completely
illegal,
you know the ones
bins.
I'm saying. Yeah, the bins.
Oh, not the bins.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm gonna just
bastards.
Like prod Snicked hard in the ribs.
Oh, wasn't me that I was there for. I was there for Slim Jim.
Wait, what did you know? No. And you see an eyebrow raises on the skittermander. Did you say Slim Jim?
I didn't say anything about Slim Jim. No. Not about Noodle Man.
He's an accomplice, and he's getting away. And I'm
gonna use, because I get an acrobatics like bonus if I'm tumbling through the space of an opponent bigger than me.
Sure, but you're also handcuffed.
Okay.
So I'm going to negate the bonus. So you can make the acrobatics check, but you don't get your bonus.
So I don't get the +5. So.
Yeah.
Is this through my? Can I?
I think plus, you can have +3 Is this to sort of actually successfully get away?
This is well, yeah.
Rally, you're trying to do. Yeah, okay. You'll definitely get away, but this is just style to see how well you kind of managed to do it.
9.
Not well. You kind of clatter to the floor, but you do sort of. Corey kind of just lets go as
I'm gonna
you
start just
fall.
scrabbling ineffectually. God, help me,
for
God
God's sake.
damn it!
Right, both. Well, one of you make a bluff check. The other one can do aid. So if you roll first, and then if you get above a 10 on bluff, then the other one will get a +2 bonus.
What's your modifier like, Ali?
Ooh, it's +6.
Oh,
It's
so
not
you get a better
bad.
modifier than me.
Okay.
Okay, so who's going to roll first? Who's going to do the aid, and who's going to?
I'll roll the bluff and let's
Yeah.
see if it.
So you roll first, Nick. Then see if you beat a 10 on bluff.
Nat 1. For fuck's sake.
Okay, so you don't get the aid because Snicked kind of falls, being like, "Oh no, help me!" And
Step brother, I fall.
okay, and this isn't a load check. Did you just say nat 20 and your microphone cut out?
It's 26. It's 26 on the bluff check.
The two sides of man. That is more than enough.
On average.
And you see this Skittermander goes, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" And he kind of when he jumps off his chair, he's shorter than the counter, and he swings open a little side gate and rushes over and is going to attempt to like pin Snick down. Thally, what are you doing while this happens?
Oh boy. I was just looking up whether I could send Fruvi, but I can't. I don't think I can.
To go to the computer.
Yeah,
Or-
because he's a bit more subtler. But it's his stats, it's not mine, and
Yeah.
he doesn't have the stats. So I'm just gonna casually wander over into the booth.
All right, make a stealth check.
Please tell me that the booth has like a human-sized door and then a Skittermander-sized like hobbit door.
No,
within
it's just
it.
one. Oh, yeah. So it's like it's not a door as such as like one of those ones that like
Yeah.
like a hinge swing. What am I like a stable door basically.
Yeah.
And there is a bigger one and there is a little one that the Skittermander can go
And
through.
and then the camera pulls out and there's an even bigger one that the vests go through.
Oh yeah, that's you. Rescon. Oh, actually, they're a little bigger, but yeah.
I rolled a 5.
Hey, just one sec.
So
Do you know how lucky you are? Because I just rolled a natural 1.
You are.
I was this close. I was like, right, well, I'm going to change the whole campaign. They're all going to jail. That's what's
Straight to jail.
happening now.
Believe it or not, straight to jail.
Yeah, so okay, I'm gonna now make a check for this Skittermander to try and grapple you. Are you letting yourself get grappled, Snicked, or are you resisting?
I am resisting.
Can I aid? Can
Cool.
I aid Snicked by sort of basically just sort of like, ineffectually sort of actually getting in the way of the Skittermander?
Yeah, without sort of me by both hands.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, hang on. Let me just check because I know there's specific rules. You make a melee attack. What's your kinetic AC?
Snicked.
Yeah.
15.
15.
Oh, you
Okay,
are
they
slippery
definitely. So
bastard.
he grabs you round, but I'll make him roll with. I'll take a penalty to it because we don't do disadvantage, do we? He rolled really well. He rolled an 18 and he has a plus 5 to it. So he sort of with his 6 arms, it's pretty hard to get away from him, and he just sort of like bundles you up, Snicked, and sort of rolls, and then sort of goes. You're a bit bigger than me. Can you cuff him? And one of his other arms holds up another pair of handcuffs and he goes, put it on his ankles. At this point, Thally, you have successfully gone behind the desk. There is a computer. It's logged on. Currently, a game of solitaire.
Right, I've got my little custom rig here that I use
Okay.
to communicate with Fruby.
Yeah.
And I'm going to unpin it from my little pinafore.
Yep.
And plug it into the computer. So I'm
Okay.
Gonna do, yes, that is what I'm going to do.
Make a computers
This is
check.
technically for hacking, which I don't need to do because it's right here. But yeah, basically, I'm hoping to get more information.
Yeah, it's a lower DC because you're just plugging into a computer that already exists. That already exists. You don't have to break into it.
My computer's check is a 25.
Okay. I will say with the 25, you pull up the case files that appear, and you can actually see that they're being inputted into as, like you can see, you open it up and you can see like a Google,
Doc.
like a
It's like a-
Google
it's like a
Doc.
Notion
You can
doc.
see, you can
What's
see
their
things.
name? What's their name on the little?
Dax Vega is
Dax
inputting.
Vega?
is inputting.
Not anonymous ferret.
He's Captain Ferret, and it's a little like ferret, and you can see different things coming in, and so you see.
I want to wait until it's finished now.
Well, so you can wait. What I will say is you have two choices. You can sit here and you can read what's on there now.
Yeah.
Or you can just attach that to send that information to your comms unit because you're right there.
Well, I want to get them mapped as well.
The maps
of where the layout of this place, so that we know where Marrow might be.
Right. Okay. Fine. I will say with so with that, it's going to take a little bit more time. I'm going to need you to make another stealth check.
Yeah. That's very reasonable.
Get off me! Don't touch my tail.
Can I mistakenly handcuff the Skittermander
You absolutely can.
to like a radiator or something?
Aren't the keys
Mistakenly.
Oh god! Oh god! Oh,
No. Oh, this is make a bluff check.
Another one. That was a 26 before. Come on. Okay.
Yeah, and then you've handcuffed him to a radiator. He's rolled badly.
Why do I get I seem to get a plus 10 to... This is very strange.
I seem to be good at something. How does this work?
This doesn't sound like the RPG.
I think it's because it's a class skill, so you get an extra +3 to what you would normally add. Maybe.
It's given me like a really insane number that I just don't understand.
What did you roll on the dice?
So it says 10 plus 6.
Okay.
Oh no, sorry, that's a historical thing. Sorry, forget it. It's 16. It's 16.
6. He goes, no, you idiot, and he then has to let go of Snick with one hand to get the key out of his pocket and start untying himself, which I will say gives him a negative penalty to spotting Callie out the Thally. Sorry.
I'll
out
try
the
and
corner of his
wriggle
eye.
free.
Sorry, yes, of course you can. You hang on.
Latics?
Hang on. That's what it normally is. To escape acrobatics.
Okay.
With -2.
So it's a +2 total.
And you're not going to get your whatever normal bonus you get because you're handcuffed.
13.
Okay, let me roll. Oh no, wait, sorry, it's against my armor class, which is 12. Oh, very good. So yes, you sort of managed to get free from the Skittermander, who is currently trying to unhandcuff himself. Thally, stealth.
Roll a 10.
Okay, it's not great. With the -2, he got a 9. Without that -2, he sees you. You're living life on the edge here, lads. Okay, so I will say, with all of this commotion, you managed to drag. Do you want to drag the information onto the comms unit, or do you want to read it before we go for the maps?
I want to. So basically, I open the information, see that it's still updating.
Yeah. Okay.
Stop that. Go for the maps. Drag the maps over.
I will say the maps.
Go back to it.
Is you can find like a very basic station layout. It's got like cell numbers and who's in which cell, and I'll say you drag that in, and
I'll drag what's in the document at the moment there, and then I'll just be like watching the painfully slow typing.
So I'll say you scroll you drag what's in there, and then at the bottom, I will see let's say, that would have already been in there. Okay, so you see telemetric and thermal scans show that there were 2 living organics in rapid motion during time of the murder, then only 1.
Can you say that again, sir?
Telemetric and thermal scans show that there were 2 living organics in rapid motion during that time frame, and then only 1.
Nice.
But it's a classic mystery evening. Thickening.
And I'll say with that, you then start seeing a little light flashing in the corner of the computer screen, Thally.
Can I click on it?
You click on it, and it says invalid user, and suddenly you just see like a screen, like a padlock basically appears, and then you see a similar light in the ceiling start flashing this bright white light down.
I was a bit worried that it was going to be like an incoming video call that I accidentally answered.
Oh god,
that would be great.
Oh, I wish it was. Oh, I'm sad it wasn't. But no, it's...
Oh shit. I will sneak out rapidly. I'm rapidly sneaking.
Make a stealth check.
I'm throwing hors
One
d'oeuvres
more.
at this Skitterman.
You're throwing with your handcuffs.
Yeah, I tried to. I mimed it just then. I was like, I think you could get, hands
I'm
in.
just gonna say that's enough of a distraction to give him the bonus.
Can I?
That's
Can
just
I?
insane.
Wait,
I can't roll for shit. Go on then. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna help him get.
You don't
free.
need to. Yeah, I've rolled a 5, so
I rolled a 16 that time.
cool.
Brief.
You sneak out and you just see Fruby standing by the door going, Fruby, and what do you do, Sally?
Don't worry, Fruby. It's all good. This is all part of the plan. What's with being a detective?
Fruby. And then the gun just sort of slowly begins to rise out of his thing. And
Oh no, Fruby. This is all about sneaking, not shooting things.
and then his legs sort of start retracting and he goes smaller.
Good sneaking, Fruby.
Fruby.
I just look around at the chaos and I'm like, I think we should go just to Fruby, and I think we're just gonna walk out.
You and Fruby casually walk out.
Gonna go.
Amanda's like, stop it, oh, you piece of shit, and like pulls out a baton and he's like, have you got this one? Looks to you, Corey.
Oh boy.
Oh, I got this. I'm gonna take the baton and start beating Snick.
Oh.
But as I'm dragging him out of the, I'm gonna drag him and beat him and drag him. But
Don't do that in here. Do it on the street, for fuck's sake.
all right. Don't tell me how to beat my own suspects. And I'll go for...
And he goes, and then you hear Skittermander goes, should report that guy. As he goes and like sits back down and the door's shut behind you.
What that guy? Oh my god! Oh my god!
Wow!
Thank you for rolling atrociously, Emily.
You say thank you, Emily Bates's dice.
Emily Bates'
This dice is your friend, because
Yes, we love you,
otherwise
die.
I rolled
Dice
118,
thrown.
but it wasn't one that was
Helpful.
for
Oh
me.
my days.
Oh my days.
Top detecting work there, people.
Great detective work. I will say with that, let's take a little break and we'll see all of you folks in
1d6 plus 3 minutes.
Yeah.
4 minutes.
No.
I said it should be 1d6 plus 5. That was my initial...
5 is the minimum.
Okay, 1d6. Well,
5 is the minimum.
And it's got to be 1d6 plus 4. That's the rule.
1d6 plus 4, so that's 5.
So that was 5 minutes. Okay, fine. We have a 5-minute break.
Yeah.
We can also technically edit this because we're pre-recording, so we could cut it down to 5 minutes if we want.
Fuck you, time.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Nice.
We'll see you all in a second. Bye. So, after successfully distracting one of the stewards and hacking into his computer, unlocked computer, logged in computer, and our party have information on Marrow's case and are in the street with Snicked handcuffed. What would you like to do?
Wait, Corey, you can stop hitting me now. Please.
Mr. Snick, are you alright?
Yeah,
Are you injured?
only my pride. And there wasn't very much of that in the first place. Did you get everything we need from the computer?
I got everything. I got all sorts of things. You were absolutely right, Corey. That was amazing, and that steward didn't even notice. I'm sure they wouldn't have minded if we'd asked nicely, but they weren't even thinking because they were so distracted.
It's a rush, isn't it? A rush. It's about.
Corey,
Yes,
can
it
you
kinda is.
can you undo these handcuffs, please? He's in my top pocket.
What?
Corey, top pocket. Key.
Gotta get out of here, but not too far. Hey, so where is he? Where's he being held? And I'll get out the key and start undoing Snicks.
Massage my rib.
And at that point, I'll drop my disguises. But as soon as Snicks agree, boom, run out.
Cool.
Well,
Put on all my
Fruby can.
clothes.
I got a little bit of information here, so
Ruby.
can Fruby tell us that?
Ruby, and he looks
Fruby doesn't
confused.
have like a screen or a voice. So
No. Yeah, Fruby.
this little custom rig, just very small. I need a computer.
You basically have a USB stick, is what you have right now. Yeah.
I need a computer. I don't know.
comms units. Sorry, I've got a slight brain freeze. Are comm units USB compatible in the future?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
But they don't have screens on, so how's that?
They
gonna
don't
happen?
have. They don't.
Do they
They
not?
have like little screens, but not enough to read a document.
Oh, it's not like a smartphone.
It's not a smartphone.
Ah, okay.
Internet cafe? Do they have those in the future?
It's probably an internet cafe around somewhere. Yeah.
As long as it's not
You're
a
in
cat
the-
cafe.
Plug our stolen data
Oh.
into a public computer. Great, let's go. Woo.
There's no time. There's no time. We don't know what. they
Would
can
you
do
like to try and find an internet cafe?
Yes.
Great. I will say roll a survival check to try and find an internet cafe while I try and think of a clever name for an internet cafe.
Is that all of us?
No, one of you. Or someone can roll with the +2 bonus from aid. I'll just say you get it.
Or you do it.
You're all helping.
I'm not good at this.
All right,
You could also take 10 or take 20. It's the other option you could do.
I'll roll for. Hang on. I'll roll, and then if it goes poorly, we can take 10. Yeah.
The whole point is that we're in such a mad rush.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I'll roll for survival then. So this is with +2. Yes.
Or whatever your normal bonus is +2.
So that is I can do maths. 25.
Oh, great. Yeah. You find station side services, which is a little, because it's like World Wide Web, but with S's. I don't know why. That's what my brain came up with really quickly. And it's a proper little internet cafe. It's got like fairy lights in the windows and handwritten like signs saying internet only 4 credits per 10 minutes. And you can see it's open. There's like one little human like on a computer in the corner, like tapping away. And then there's as you come in, there's sort of a screen in front where you can book in how many minutes you would like.
You know, if I had a nickel for every time an RPGeeks campaign involved players going to an internet cafe, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't much, but it's weird that it has happened twice.
Wait, when did we go to an internet cafe?
When we went into the
In
Like,
New
we
Orleans.
plugged in. Oh
Yeah.
no,
That was an
not
We all
internet
know
cafe,
how that
yeah.
broke. Yeah.
This is going to be better than that. I'm just putting that out there as
sleazier.
predictive. This is going to be much nicer than the last time.
Sure.
Also, it's the
Pretty
Absalom
sleazy
net,
last
presumably, like just for the space.
It is just for Absalom Station, yeah. So all the internets are, or the infospheres, sorry, I should say. Station spheres, I don't know, station side sphere, I don't know. Anyway, it's got a better name basically. But all the infospheres are planetary wide. There is no system wide internet. So it's why Dali struggled to find news on Triaxis, because there was only sort of big headlines. There wasn't anything sort of a bit more niche.
I'm going to go and sit down at a computer.
I'm sorry, how many minutes are you plugging in for?
Well, I'm going to go sit down and leave Corey to pay.
Okay,
Was
great.
my thinking there.
Wonderful. Okay, so you go sit down and it says enter your code.
And I shall just wait expectantly at Corey.
I will pay. And distribute
How
the
many
code.
minutes are you paying for?
I'm feeling pretty flush. I'm going to pay for 15.
Whoa!
50, that's 6 credits. So
Whoa!
okay,
It's
and
rich.
you get a code. I'm not gonna make up numbers because I'll probably say my PIN code by accident. And you plug in the 4 digits, and the computer activates.
If we don't end up using all the minutes, I've got a lot of research I'd like to do on the sphere. So if we could keep this brief.
Right, okay. Map first. Is Mara's name anywhere? Or is there a place?
So you look at the map, and there's lots of names in various cells. I say names; it's prisoner numbers and numbers after that, with often with initials as well. But you do see there is a holding cell that is sort of quite close to the front desk and sort of behind the front desk, basically.
Take note of where
And
that is geographically.
so when you went through, basically there was a wall entirely in front of you, but it would have been directly behind where the desk was.
Okay. And then start reading this other document from the beginning.
I'm going to read out some facts for you. I hope
no,
you're all ready.
No takers. No.
Wanted.
Oh, God.
It says,
Got the brain freeze
yeah,
again.
that's what happens if you eat ice pops too quickly, Simon.
Oh, I thought I was old enough that I didn't get it anymore.
That's not a thing.
Oh, I didn't put enough skill points in. Like,
into warm. Put your thumb on the top of your mouth. Like that.
like that?
No, on the top roof of your mouth.
How does that help?
It warms up the blood going into your brain.
Oh,
It's the cold. It's the cold on your thing.
He's having a great time.
Look at cute little baby Simon.
Okay.
Right.
Tell us the facts.
Says
This is the weirdest thing.
homicide, Semdrid Nepal, Samsaran, which is the species of Luca and Semdrid. A neighbor overheard loud arguing from the residents at 5 p.m. Semdrid was found impaled with an antique sword belonging to Marrow.
Oh no.
The death occurred around 5:30 p.m. Marrow's fingerprints and Semdrid's blood were found on the sword in a separate room. Some of Semdrid's wounds were made by a different weapon rather than the sword found at the crime scene.
Sorry, can you say that? So, what was the thing about a different room? Can you go from there?
So the sorry, I've lost it. Marrow's fingerprints and Semdrid's blood was found on a sword in the bedroom, I should say. Semdrid was found
On a different sword.
On the same sword. That is the antique sword that
When
they're
you say he was
classifying.
found impaled, you mean he had clearly been impaled, but he was not found with the sword impaling him.
Correct.
So the sword was in it. So he had been impaled, and the sword was somewhere else in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Correct. He was in the living room. There is an address for the apartments. Then you get some of the wounds were made by a different weapon rather than the sword found at the crime scene. The murder weapon's hilt is crafted out of a rare star metal alloy that has nanite repellent properties. The murder weapon was forged long ago on Galarion and is a piece of cultural and historical significance to some.
So the murder weapon had nanite repelling property.
Correct. The alloy is poisonous to androids, causing nausea and skin rashes with a touch. An android who touched the blade without taking precautions would show symptoms of poisoning.
And Marrow, an android, is supposed to have killed someone with this.
Correct. And then telemetric and thermal scans show that there were 2 living organics in rapid motion during the time frame of the murder, and then only 1.
So
What does telemetric mean?
it's a measurement taken from afar.
Oh.
The
Measurement
telemetry.
of what? That's vague.
So it can't. So it's not Marrow. That's confirmation that it can't be Marrow. That did it.
Well, unless he's got.
No,
a,
it
something on
says-
his hand.
It just means that someone else was there.
But if
it
there
says-
were 2 and then 1, that implies that there was the victim and the murderer, and then
Mara
Murderer.
could have still been there.
Okay,
Organic.
yes.
2 living organics, right? So as in one died,
Correct.
so it's just Marrow
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
But if he's got a rash on his hand, that's what will tell us if he was wielding the sword, right?
Holding the
Potentially.
sword. His fingerprints, apparently he has fingerprints, are on it as well.
Yeah.
Android have
Suggesting.
fingerprints.
Yep.
It does.
I guess it's their what's it called? Like
It's
their service number is on their
yeah, on their
fingertips.
fingertips. Yeah, that's how they do it. And oh crap, there was something else I was going to say. And it also says Marrow, no current alibi.
Sword was from
Oh,
Galarian.
and sorry, I've missed a bit. And it says Luca, Semdrid, and Marrow, and then dash severe financial difficulties. Neon Glass charged for bankruptcy just before Drift Crash. It doesn't say Drift Crash, but it says the date right before the Drift Crash.
So there's a lot going on here.
Love it, love it, love it.
Love it.
Now we know that Marrow collected historical artifacts. The sword belonged to Marrow would make sense. But there's one other place that we know that there are artifacts from Galarian. which is the museum.
Did we see artifacts from Galarion there?
No.
We saw the coin there, which would
Yes.
imply that she collected that kind of stuff.
You didn't see anything that implied it was from Galarion before, but that you didn't see the whole museum, so you don't know.
I'm a rat man. I don't.
And
know
it's a
what the fuck
museum,
I'm
so
looking at.
potential. Yeah, you don't know.
So we gotta find out whether the sword. Oh no, it says the sword belonged to Marrow. I assume that they've confirmed that, or that he has confirmed that. So it was his sword, and he has touched it before. Otherwise, his fingerprints wouldn't be on it.
How long do we think fingerprints survive?
Quite
Could
a
he have-
while, I guess.
Yes. Could he maybe have been
Because
handling it?
to jump out of the show
I
for a
would have
second.
thought so.
Yeah,
Fingerprints are oil patterns.
I'm googling how long do
They're usually
fingerprints.
oily.
Well, this
That
is gonna
would-
make my. This is gonna. There's. Well, it says there's no scientific way to know how long a latent fingerprints will last. Fingerprints have been developed on surfaces that had not been touched in over 40 years, yet not developed on a surface that was handled very recently. So basically,
Super
it sounds like
inconsistent.
people don't know. But also, I don't know how good this site is.
Well, because presumably it's because you get like oil on your skin, and there's a pattern of ridges and stuff on the skin, and so perhaps you get particulates trapped in that oil when you touch something. The pattern of particulates suspended in the oil is imprinted.
Yeah.
Rather
on
than
the
the oil
object.
itself. I think
And
there was
Isn't it the oil, right?
But the oil would evaporate. Like the reason that I think that you could do it
Oil
for
wouldn't.
such...
Oil wouldn't evaporate.
But not eventually. Like would oil just stick?
Eventually.
Maybe that
but
super
what ma-
depends on the.
It's
on
what
the
probably what it's
oil, on the
sticking to,
temperature,
right?
on the- exactly.
Because
yeah.
if it's something, it might just fade off. It might just. I don't know.
Crossed up a bit.
This sounds like a
Forensics.
biology
That would be a good one for our science next week, maybe.
So yeah, that is a good one. Forensic stuff.
Mm.
So okay, so Samsung, right?
Samsarin.
Samsung.
Make a life. Is anyone trained in life science? Sorry.
When is this? Yesterday that we saw this, or was this today?
Today. This
No,
is like
because-
you're at like 11 o'clock at night right now.
5 p.m. What were we doing at 5 p.m.? We were just getting dressed, weren't we?
Yeah, we'd come back from the neon glass, and Marrow was supposed to be out for a walk, and Semdred wasn't there, so.
To give you your timings, you got to the neon glass around 2:30,
early.
which is when Lucas said Mara had gone for a walk.
Also,
Lucas and Mara.
that was a
We gotta-
very extravagant party for an establishment that's apparently bankrupt. Don't you think?
Marrow gave us a lot of money too.
There was something else. I'll remind you of a thing that was said a long time ago.
Don't forget
When
that
what?
joke. Sorry, no.
When Marrow was missing in the crash, he had a full funeral, and you did find out that they got a life insurance payout from Marrow.
Oh no.
Oh, and the bankruptcy was just pre.
Was pre the crash. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
And he was in, so in the crash, he happened to be in Madrid and was ejected into some random place.
Yeah.
So that is not a thing that can be planned.
No. We got to find out who the other organic person who was in that house was, because we know Semdred was one, and we have no idea whether Marrow was there or not, because he ain't so organic. So, who was the other person? I think we got to ask Mimosa whether Luca left the neon glass or not that afternoon.
That is a great question. I'm so yes, Damiano. Yes.
Would their house have some kind of surveillance equipment? I mean, they're pretty rich people. Maybe they'd have some kind of could we check if people who entered, who left?
Can I just ask a DM question? Just to be clear. When it says organics, like it really does mean this does not include androids as part of that.
You would. I would say you would know that. Yeah. You
Yeah,
would.
okay.
Or androids aren't are classified as non-organic.
And would we
But
expect?
you guys are such good real detectives. I completely missed that.
Would we expect telemetric and thermal readings to specifically not show up? Cold-bodied androids. That's the idea, right?
Mate.
It's thermal, and that's why it's looking.
Yes. I will say that. Yeah.
When life insurance after a payout on life insurance, if it turns out that the person is still alive, is that life insurance then owed back to the company? You know.
But if this was
a culture check.
But if this was a claim to try and stop that from happening, surely you would murder Marrow, not someone.
Well, someone is. You don't. I mean, we need to know if there's motive to try and get rid of Marrow, right? Because then anything could have happened.
I don't think if Marrow got murdered sometime later, they'd probably be a bit panicky. If I was a life insurance person, I'd probably still want my money back.
What am I rolling? Sorry, culture.
Culture.
15.
Okay, I'll say with a 15, you've never had like exact dealings with a life insurance firm, but yeah, I mean, pretty simply, you can imagine they wouldn't be best pleased about the person they paid out the life insurance to turning up alive again.
Yeah.
They would probably want their money back.
Unless they were then dead. And then you could, take the money back. But now he's dead. The contract that was initially
Potentially,
still stands.
Yeah, potentially.
Is that double indemnity? No, what's the one where you can't?
Oh gosh, we'll do the law of Starfinder next week. Chung,
My point is, you can't benefit from someone's death if you kill them. That's my point.
But
correct.
But obviously, unless it doesn't look like them.
Yeah. But then you'd want someone else to look like someone else killed him.
So, right,
maybe
the mysterious third person involved, who we don't know who it is.
There's a third person involved. If there is a third person involved, assuming that Marrow was there, maybe Marrow wasn't there.
That's true.
And there was another weapon, because
That's
some of the
true.
wounds were caused by another weapon. So presumably there's another weapon with Semdred's blood on somewhere else.
Yeah.
Wait. So Semdred had the other wounds from the other weapon. Semdred had 2 different weapon wounds on it.
That's what it said. I'm closing this before we run out of 15 minutes.
I was going to say at this point.
I want to see how the election was rigged.
You have a computer.
I don't want it on my search history. That's how they get you.
Does it say anything about the arguing? Does it say what voices were heard?
It doesn't. It just says loud arguing.
And if an android were to use the weapon that we're calling the murder weapon, they would.
I will say it says the blade, so I'm not sure if I said that, but it's not the hilt of the weapon.
The hilt crafted by Star Metal.
Oh, it has nanite repellent properties.
It's on the hilt.
But that isn't. Nanite isn't necessarily an android.
But you said that if an android were to handle the weapon, they would exhibit symptoms.
They touch the
poison.
blade.
Ah, okay. Well, hang on.
Oh,
that sounds like a weapon.
No, wait, sorry, no, I'm wrong. No. The hilt. It's the hilt. It's the hilt. Yeah. They would display an injury.
Yeah.
So if we can get to Marrow, we can check for signs that they, exhibit in poisoning. But then that's not necessary because there's another weapon. That doesn't necessarily clear their name.
Well, yeah, and also, I'm sure Dax Vega's on all that kind of stuff as well. They'll have to prove that it was him. We got the address now. Should we go see if Luke is there or see what's going on there?
Is there anything that we want to ask Not Semdred. Anything we want to ask Marrow?
Yeah, loads of things like.
Did you
hey,
do the
Marrow,
murder?
did you murder Semdred? Where were you? What was going on? Was someone else there? Did you see?
We could ask him for his alibi. Maybe he doesn't want to tell the. So can we tell?
If we ask real nicely, I'm sure he'll tell us. We're lovely.
You can certainly try.
So your telepathic ability works within 120 feet. So we're gonna have to draw
20 feet. That's not too.
120 feet.
I will say from where you were, if you stood outside the doors to the thing, you would hit that room. Whether there are any barriers against that kind of thing in a jail, you don't know, but it is a potential possibility.
Well,
let's try it. We're near there.
Yeah, now you're talking Thaliana. But I was going to say that anyway. But it's good for you to have these. It's good for you to have that. Well, yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Thanks, Corey.
Sick. What have you been doing this whole time?
What has Snick been doing this entire time? Snick has been going around. Snick has been going around all of the mice in the computer room and taking the balls out and just putting them in his pocket.
Hey, you've got 6 computer balls.
They will come in
that
handy.
they have mouse balls on this
Mouse
space
balls.
station.
I was there, Gandalf. I was there 6,000 years ago.
This
when
one doesn't
nobody
have a
used it.
ball anymore.
No, they don't.
They don't, but
Very old.
it's very, very
You
old
know what
tech.
they're
They
like.
are.
Yeah.
It's an internet cafe.
It's
cafe.
basically
Retro
Galarian.
cafe,
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna go out
you-
there and
You head there.
give it a shot.
Are you trained in mysticism?
That's something you had to go to Glastonbury for, or?
I am not.
Well, I want you to be able to do this, so I'm going to
Is
say
it like
doesn't matter.
Arcana?
Yeah.
Mysticism.
Shall I roll it?
I roll something you don't need to be trained in.
Perception?
Yeah, roll me a perception check.
Sense motion?
No, perception. This is you're perceiving how to get through the defense. There are telepathic defenses. I will say you initially try. Is this a cantrip, right? I think you can just
Yes, it is.
cast as much as possible. Yeah, so you initially try and you feel like a barrier preventing your waves going into this station. But if you make a perception check, this is you trying to work out a way that you can wiggle your waves through.
14.
You try again and you don't quite hear anything, but you just hear in your head, Corey, is that you?
Yes. Where were you? 5 p.m.
The neon glass.
What?
I was-
Wait a minute. So, I just have to confirm. Wait 1 second. Sidebar. Did we say that they heard from the residents, which is
Yes,
not
yes.
the neon
The
glass?
residents,
Okay.
not the neon
Correct.
glass.
Okay.
Go with the program.
Main bar and back. Go on.
It's coming through a little bit broken
Alright.
up but you get the sense Marrow probably has quite decent abilities and could sense you and manage to break through the barriers. I care deeply about Semdrid. I would never hurt them.
Fine.
You don't sound convinced.
Sure, Jan.
Give me evidence you didn't do it.
That would be great.
I'm stuck in a cell. That's quite hard. I think Mimosa maybe saw me.
Who else was there?
Just me and Mimosa.
Oh yeah, Manhattan murder. Oh god.
I don't.
Sorry.
No, that's what I'm trying to say to you.
And this detecting mark's hard.
I like how I imagine you saying that out loud.
Yeah. Is there any leads we should follow? My job. So difficult.
I do not know. I can't imagine anyone would do this to Semdrid. Him and Luca have been together for centuries.
Who
And
else?
there is no one else. We were having money troubles, but they would not tell me how bad. They kept it from me, the two of them. They wanted me to enjoy my party. They said business could wait.
Where were they at 5 p.m.? Were they at the neon glass?
Semdrid, I presume, was at home. My God, getting murdered. But Luca, I think, was getting her hair done before the party. I do not know.
Are you safe?
I'm in a cell. I'm as safe as it gets. I can look after myself.
Would you like to hire us?
Are you asking me for money while I'm in jail? Because, I mean,
Never a better time.
look, Prove my innocence, and everything I still have is yours.
Oh my god.
I need something more than money.
Is it a bankrupt business?
I need you to put in a word for me with the stewards.
I would happily do that. They're not my biggest fans right now. You may have noticed I'm in one of their jails, but if you prove my innocence, absolutely, I will. Whatever you need, I'll write you letters. I'll make a video essay. I don't care.
Shout me out on your YouTube channel. I think that's all. That's
It's
all I
quite
need.
big. I've got millions of followers. Actually.
3-hour video on
Why Corey should be a steward.
in 18 chapters.
I have one more question.
Sponsored by Brilliant.
One more question. I'm going to ask it. This is going to sound crazy.
Okay.
And maybe you don't know anything, and I don't know. I'm just operating off gut instinct right now. God, I'm so jazzed. It's amazing.
Okay.
In Chester, obviously, you have an amazing YouTube following.
Yes. I
Did you ever-
just decided I have an amazing YouTube following. That is definitely in my backstory. That has always been there. Yes.
Did you ever run into them?
Kim.
Do you know anything about them?
No, different circles. I create content. She tends to just take pictures of herself. Mara's not perfect. He's not perfect.
Mara coming back from the drift cross like, hey, what's up? Not made a video for a while.
Just the title's just so about where I've been.
Yeah. And it's in black and white.
This is perfect. Okay, I mean,
Top 10 things I learned in the drift crossing.
I'll relay this. Sorry, sidebar. I'll relay all this stuff to you guys.
Okay.
You can see that Corey's really like feeling it. Like he just
Yeah.
looks really like pumped, and he's still drunk, obviously, but like he doesn't look quite right. But he's clearly enjoying himself. Is there anything else we should ask?
I don't know. They haven't told me anything about the case. They just said Semdred was found dead in our apartment.
Sorry, Simtrick, that was a sidebar. I'm talking to
I'm
Clara.
Semdred is dead. I am mad. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, sorry. I'm just tapping into your thoughts. I'll come out for a second. 1 second. And just
Very awkward. Taliana.
Right.
Snicked.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we should ask?
I don't know. It's all been happening inside your head. I don't know what they've been saying.
No,
Oh,
he
God,
just
let me
related
relay.
to us.
Yeah.
He related to us.
What other weapons would they have in the home?
And where did they keep the sword?
I relay these questions.
there were. I mean, I have a lot of weapons. I'm a collector, but in our living room there was a case behind the TV screen. One wall. It was covered in swords, but I have not opened it for years, and I am the only one who knew the code. Are you saying it was one of my swords that killed Semdred?
Well, it's been. Presumably,
You're
that's-
not on that
actually,
call.
I relay-
You
you
cannot
wouldn't
hear.
relay that question.
Oh dear.
Yes. We believe it was a star metal alloy. Maybe anti-nanon properties. Do you know such a sword?
I know exactly the sword. I haven't touched it for centuries. That it's not good for an android. If they think I killed them with that, then I could not have wielded it.
Is there no way that no one else could know the code to the weapons cache? Asking Corey
Relay.
to.
Yeah. I mean, not that I'm aware of. I rarely use it. It's high
What
tech.
the
I
code
don't.
is.
What's the code?
I don't know if I should now tell you the code as well. I feel like that's.
It
Well,
does
I was
seem like
just
an odd
wondering.
question.
Well, I was just wondering if maybe while Mara was dead, they got the locks changed. I want to know if it's still the code. What he thinks is the code.
Do you relay
opened
that?
it? Have you? Yes, and maybe I'll just tack on. Have you opened the case since you got back?
No, not at all. And you are right. That is a good question, and the stewards are probably going to ask me anyway. So the code was 5549.
Yeah.
32
Emily,
87
Oh no!
65 8th of June 1991 and 86919726 PMGB 1530 ML.
You said a lot of numbers.
You know what? That's the code.
Them down.
That's the code. 86919726 PMGB 1530 ML.
So I'm going to listen
And I
back to that
appreciate
one.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not right now.
No, you won't.
No, I won't.
If you don't remember that after the last campaign, then I don't know what to tell you.
PMGB.
1530 ML.
Because the other possibility is it isn't actually Marrow's sword, and there's another sword that's very similar.
Gotta
Could-
check
could-
the case.
Could such another sword exist?
It is a relic from Galerion.
Oh,
It was
ancient.
forged
Okay.
in the belly of a volcano. It was used in the android rebellion to kill many of my kind. I do not like to talk about it. I had to wear like a burn glove for like a year to fix the scarring. For a robot. Think about that. How weird that is.
How?
Look, they're coming in to ask me more questions, and I'm just kind of staring off into space. So I
Just
kind of
one more,
need
just
to.
one more. Just one more. How could your fingerprints have been found on it if you haven't touched it for years?
I do not know. I haven't touched it for years.
Shit. Okay, well.
Okay, I got to go now. They're going to hit me with a stick. Okay, bye.
Someone should report them for that.
Yeah. I was just looking at the etymology of cell.
Yes, you were.
Etymology
Corner.
It's actually it's old as balls. Like it's cella is a Latin word related.
Cella came first.
Was as in Cella, which became cellar in English.
Yeah.
Comes from is related to Latin cellare, which is the verb to hide or conceal. So it's a place in which you conceal something, which is kel, I think, in Proto-Indo-European.
Yeah.
So very, very old.
And when it comes to like cells in the body, is that
They were named
same?
because I can't remember who it was, but it was one of the original microscopists. It might have been Robert Hooke. Thought that the cell structure within plants looked like monks.
Cool. Corner.
Oh, trendy
Okay.
word of the day, apricot.
No.
No, we do not have time. Right. Okay, what would you like to do? You've had a nice chat with Marrow outside the station.
We gotta go to that address and we gotta interview Luca and Mimosa. Can I just ask something in the meantime?
Sure.
Right, my elder sister Megan, she's called Megan. Quite likes fashion and that, and that's probably gets her hair done sometimes.
Probably.
Did Luca's hair look different from there in the afternoon compared to when we were at the
A.
hairdressing
I
check?
will say a what? A
Hairdressing check.
hairdressing check, which will be. Are you trained
Culture,
in?
isn't it?
Are you trained in culture, or are you trained?
No, I've got nothing.
At you-
Culture.
How is one trained?
Right, I'll
in
tell you what.
culture?
I don't know.
Learning
I've
about
got
the culture.
a
It's like history. Culture's history, basically. But make me a. Oh, it's really hard when I don't feel like there are enough checks that we aren't trained on. Because I want you to make this check. Like this is something you should.
Could just do base int whiz charisma.
Do base whiz.
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 Base with.
I'm not very good at that. At all. Gosh. What's that? What do those numbers mean? I don't know. There's numbers everywhere. Gosh.
Numbers everywhere.
That was a 7.
Okay.
Oh,
Gosh.
goddamn 7.
I mean, she'd put
She
some
got
of it
real nice
up,
hair.
so it's clearly
Wow.
different. Yeah. But you're not
Very
sure.
impressive hair
Yeah,
stuff.
quite difficult to tell. It
Okay, right, cool, right, we go.
was the same color. Other than like some people who go to the hairdressers and change the color of their hair.
It's your hair all today. Oh wow, podcast listeners, Emily Bates' hair looks so nice today. It's all different colours.
I
Different
did
colours.
notice
Bit
that.
Yeah.
At least I did notice. I did. I will say, Simon, when I first logged on the call, almost immediately did ask about the hair.
Years of training by being with my wife. Because
Like,
I get
it's
so much
changed.
shit if I don't notice.
Right, very good. Yeah, a bit blonder. For summer. Anyway.
Let's go to the address first on this.
Okay, so you're heading to the Power Drive Lofts.
Oh, that's fun.
So you're going, it's basically, they're in the ring. And they are right by the entrance to the spike, basically quite close to where the neon glass is, but slightly up in a swankier district.
It's up that escalator that we saw.
Power
basically.
Drive what?
It is exactly up the escalator. That
Power
you saw.
Drive
She
Heights?
didn't go.
Power
Lofts.
Drive Lofts. And it's floor 30, and this is a tall building. So obviously there's no sky at this point where you are, but most of the buildings come maybe halfway up and have rooftops in this kind of corridor. This one literally goes almost right up to the ceiling of this layer, which is huge. I mean, it is, I can't even, probably like a kilometer tall room, but it wouldn't be a kilometer of block of flats. That would be insane, wouldn't
Burj
it?
Khalifa.
It's smaller than the Burj Khalifa. So, it's about 500 meters high, not a kilometer, and it goes basically to the top of that. About half the Burj
What's the
Khalifa.
height of the building? I
is
want to
it-
say it's about
I've-
6.
Oh, is it? Well, it's really big.
Oh no,
really
it's
big block of-
828.
Okay, well,
meters
it's about 500, so it's still really big. And all these floors are huge, and you can and when you press 30, it's the highest. I'll say you go in without. There's no like door guard, concierge or anything like that, because it's late at night. And you go in, and there are elevators. You go in, you press 30, and you start whizzing up in this lift, and it is the highest number on the thing, and you're going up and up and up, and it's quite an old school lift. It's got one of those like slidey doors, and you get to the top, and it slides open, and there is just police tape in front of you, and it is just you can't move out of the elevator because you've just suddenly encountered a wall of tape.
Can we see people through it? Like
Make
police?
a perception check.
8.
11.
Oh, sorry. Ooh, that's not bad. Hold on. Wait, I'm writing something down. That's a 21.
Hey, Snick, you're able to sort of, at your height, to sort of peek through a little tiny gap, and you can see all the lights are off, and you listen, you use your blind sense to sniff. There is no one currently in the apartment. You assume this is a crime scene and they've all gone home for the day.
Is there enough room for me to be able to squeeze through a hole in the tape?
No, you would have to cut the tape. This is very well pulled.
Is
Tape.
there a hatch?
Before you look for that, let me just tap you on the back and be like, remember, Snicked, I'm exceptionally good at mending things. I'll just doodle that with my fingers. And you remember that you've seen me mend such things almost as if by magic.
You
in
took
the
mending?
past.
He did nothing.
For this exact moment.
Oh my god, this is so useful.
A useful
Couldn't be more
spell.
This is roleplay at its finest,
Yeah.
guys.
Useful spells. Useful spells.
5 episodes in, it comes good.
Okay, well, in that case, yeah, I won't look for the hatch. I will
Okay.
take one of the knives out.
Yeah.
Slice through one bit. I want to try and make Corey's work as easy as possible.
Sure.
So,
I'll say you make some nice, neat incisions, and you're able to squeeze through. You'd have to make a couple more to get the bigger folk through, but it's
well, can I scout out first to confirm that there's no?
yeah,
one?
sure. So you land into the room, and you see in front of you these like floor to ceiling windows looking out over this landscape of just roof, and like there's smoke and flames and lights. It's just this incredible. It's a roofscape, but with no sky above it, with a ceiling sort of right above it, and it has quite a weird, like the light moves in a weird way around it, and you enter into a living room. So there's a massive couch right in front of you, facing a wall-mounted TV, and the windows, sorry, are to your right as you come in. And behind the wall-mounted TV are display cases just stacked with antique weapons. You've got swords, scimitars, knives, like nunchucks, loads, anything and everything you can imagine. And you can see on the right-hand side, one of the sword stands is empty, and there are blood stains on the couch and all over the floor. And then to your left, there's a wall with a door in. And one on the door to the behind you. But you don't see anyone or anything.
Okay.
Moving around.
Do I see any surveillance equipment or anything? That's
Make a perception check.
Nat
same, but
20.
In the very far corner, you wouldn't notice it. There is a tiny... You can see there's a box in the corner, and there are a lot of drapes around the room. There are sort of just lots of hangings, kind of the velvet drapes that you saw in the neon glass. There's a lot of they like a curtain and a drape in various places, and you can see in the corner there is a drape that appears to be hanging off a box in the wall. And you can just see a little light poking out through it. But it looks like with the nat 20 that something has been thrown over a CCTV camera in the corner of the room. It's like this thick velvet drape, dark blue.
I look for a computer or a way to access.
Yeah, because at this
Are we
point
not-
I'd be like, right, Daliana, can you make it through?
Am I invited?
Well, it's just your big.
Yeah, I say you can all get in
Okay,
with
right,
it.
yeah.
You're all in. You can all get in if Snick's happy for you all to come through.
Daliana, can you look for a terminal? There's a over there. It's a drape. They seem to love drapes in it. There's a security camera that's been covered, but it must have been feeding back to somewhere.
Gosh. Okay. I'll look around.
You make a perception check.
You know that sensation that you get where, like, if you're over a ledge, you know that you could jump. Part of you wants to. Snakes is having this right now with the window. Like, could jump through that window.
I hope you've got a second character plan. I ain't saving you from that.
I got a 12 perception check to look for a terminal.
You can't see an obvious terminal.
Can I ace?
Yeah, if you roll, and then if you get above a 10, that will add 2 to her
On which thing?
perception.
$18.
I'll tell you what. I'll say that he used yours as aid because that's technically I'll do a little sneaky switcheroo. Corey, you recognise the TV, and the TV can be turned into.
I would not have thought of that. That makes perfect sense now that you say that.
We have a lot of those here. Yes, you really do come from the States, don't you? But try it out.
Oh my.
There's a little docket in the back that you can plug into.
Oh right. I'll just plug into because then I know how to. Yeah, I'm gonna plug them.
While she's doing that, can I have a look at all the weapons? If there's anything else unusual about the because there's a second murder weapon involved.
Have you taken, in your second level, have you taken investigator as a profession?
Yes.
You have, right. Roll profession.
Yes, we definitely had a chat about this beforehand.
Yeah. I want you to be able to investigate.
That is a synthetic 20.
Okay. Nothing. I mean, they're beautiful weapons. I mean, these are incredible. There's nothing out of place here other than they just seem to be from all various time periods. Like a lot of these you don't recognize at all. They probably are, you assume, from Galarian if it ever really existed. But then there are also a couple of lightsabers, hilts that you know would be like a laser blade would come from it. There's various things that are just sort of, but it seems like a collection of cool weapons.
But they're all there. There's not.
They're all there. There's only one missing, and it is the.
It's a sword, not a bit of knife.
Where a sword clearly was. Yeah.
While this is happening, Corey is running over the events that we've learnt about out loud a little bit, so you can all hear. He's just going. So, Semdred found impaled with antique sword. Semdred was found in the living room, impaled. The sword itself was found in the bedroom. So either he was impaled in the living room. The sword was taken out of the body and then placed in the bedroom for an unknown reason. Or he was impaled in the bedroom and then the sword was removed and the body was dragged to the living room.
Or they were impaled and then staggered to the living room for some reason, like to try and get help.
Yes.
Well, why don't you look at where the blood is, see if you can see anything. And I was also wondering if you could look at the keypad on the cases and see how recently you think that keypad's been used. You know, maybe there's oil left on certain numbers. Although there were a lot of numbers.
I'm going to investigate the keypad.
Can I invest? Can I use my medicine?
Yeah.
Maybe
You can either use just one sec. With the keypad, you can either use computers or you can use investigation. If you have to be trained in computers, then.
Can I just take 20 because we're not under any time pressure, right?
That you're aware of.
That sounds like we're not under any time pressure. So I'll take 20.
So you. How am I going to describe this? As you start going, you put in the number that Marrow told you, and it clicks open, and so that's working. But you look at as it clicks open, you look at where the hinge is, and you can see a lot of scrape marks on it, and it almost looks like it's been forced open at some point recently. Why am I saying recently? It looks like it's been forced open. You don't know when. Could have been recently. Might not have been. Who knows?
While he's doing that, can I take 20 to examine the blood spatter?
Yeah.
And see if I can work out how that works.
Yeah, you look at the blood splatter and you see a trail. Roll. Oh, you're taking 20. You see the trail coming from the bedroom, and it looks like he crawled and collapsed on the sofa. He was approaching the TV / computer / potential, you assume, comms unit.
None of us have been into the bedroom yet, have we?
No.
Well, I must have to follow the trail as well.
I would say you should see it coming from the door, but if you would like to go in, you absolutely can.
No, I can.
Do you want to go into the bedroom? Sorry, was that all?
I can wait.
I mean, I feel like I would, because I haven't...
Hang on, is Thaliana doing anything? Because we just both took 20 minutes.
I don't think it's 20 minutes. I don't think...
2 minutes?
I think it's like 2, yeah. I find that a bit... I have to say, if anyone is like a big Starfinder player, can you explain the 2-minute thing? Because I feel like it should be longer. Because I think it is. Let me just check. Basically, you're doing it until you work it out.
But is that like 20...
Okay, so when you have plenty of time to evoke to a skills task, and that task has no adverse effect upon failure. So I technically don't have to let you take 20 on some checks. So for that one, maybe I shouldn't have let you take 20, because technically an adverse effect would have been you hadn't worked out the clue. But so I think that's on me. But yeah, I like it. And it means you're taking multiple attempts, failing many times, and it takes normally about 2 minutes. So
wouldn't an adverse effect be like you set off an alarm or something?
Yeah, I think probably more that. Yeah, but I mean, I think it means kind of, if you miss this clue, is that a really big deal? I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You've taken 20. You've worked out. Well done.
I'm gonna try and look on this computer and try and access the home security system.
Yeah, computer check, please.
Oh dear, that was not very good. That was a 12.
With a 12, you can't seem to access the CCTV. It doesn't appear to be coming up. You keep hitting like blockers, and everywhere you go, you get in that like folder loop where you're like, oh, it'll definitely be here, and then it's it's not there, and you keep ending up in the same folders, and you get very confused.
While this is happening, I'm gonna go and have a look in.
I'm coming with you. I just feel like something's maybe off about the bedroom.
As you go in, it is decorated with silk tapestries, wall scrolls, and the bedroom is pretty chaotic. Like the bed sheets are kind of strewn everywhere. There's like quite a heavy smell of alcohol in the air, and there's a spilled bottle of wine next to like a rolling bar cart in the corner.
Where did the telemetric scan show 2 the organism disappearing?
You don't know.
Have we seen any place where an organism could just, like a window or a door or something?
There are windows, but they are, like we said, 500 meters up. So other than something that could fly, the windows do have like, they're sort of floor to ceiling, but they have that bit where at the top bit will open, but it's not a height that you could reach, for example. They've got like poles that you use to open them. I'll say make a perception or investigation check on the room.
Can I assist?
Yeah.
Which way around does this work again?
Can I assist Snick doing an investigation?
It's aid, yeah. So if you roll investigation or perception and you get above a 10, then Snick can add 2 to whatever he rolls.
19.
Cool, so you can add 2 to whatever you roll.
Right, in which case I get an 11.
Key. Because I want this to do... Oh, you wouldn't have reached the 10 though, would you, without Corey? This is maybe cheating a little bit, but I kind of want you to find this. So Corey, as you're helping, you're sort of going through the room and you see a crumpled up bedsheet in the corner and you kind of kick it to one side and you hear sort of like a thud of something falling out of it. And you see a little comm unit hit the floor.
These police attendants.
Yes. Pick it up, examine.
Wait, don't. Don't pick it up with your filthy hands. You're gonna get fingerprints all over it.
Right. I will. Ooh, do I have any form of? I don't know.
There's small screens on comm units. So when I said it's like a Nokia basically kind of thing. So you can look at some stuff on it, but you can't.
I'll pick it up in my coat so that I don't have to touch it with my fingernails.
Cool. I'll assume you start going through it.
Yeah, let's see what it's got. Who's this? What are the numbers? What were the messages received?
So there's only 3 messages on the whole thing. The first one says, oh no, where is it? I've lost it. First one says, thank you for contacting Horizons, a parallel venture. Need a fresh start? Want a new outlook? It's time to find your next horizon. Reply yes to this message to opt in. The next message says yes and was sent from this comm unit. And then it says 10 p.m. Meet us at the ghost level -4, Dock C. And that's everything on the comm unit.
It sounds like...
And actually, sorry, I'm wrong. And then there is, I will say you get a little bit of... actually, no, you don't. Sorry, no, ignore me. You can tell there is more information on this comm unit. So comm units you can plug into computers to sort of input your data. So it kind of becomes your computer if you plug in a comm unit. And you can see that it's being plugged in somewhere.
Wait.
You can see it without plugging it in again, if that makes sense.
Sally!
Yeah?
Look what we found. Can you do something with this? I'm sure there's more on it.
Yeah, but I don't like this computer system here, and it's on a TV, and it's very big and confusing, so maybe we take it home. Oh no, maybe it's evidence. Maybe we should leave it for the stewards.
Don't trust the stewards! I can't believe we're still having this conversation. They can't be trusted. They couldn't even find it at the crime scene.
Well, yeah, but if it's evidence that's gonna, help Munro, then wouldn't we like them to have it?
You trust that they want to help Munro? I mean, for God's sakes, they want to find him guilty.
They were hitting with him with a stick.
Were they? Rory was hitting you with a stick.
Yeah, I know. That's how I know how much it sucks. I wouldn't want to be hit with a stick again. I wouldn't want Mary to be. So I think we should look at the evidence because clearly we're going to do a better job of this than the stewards.
So you think we shouldn't take it home,
so?
Delia? You think we should do this here?
Let me try and plug it in here.
Yeah, I'll say you plug it in.
Stupid
and
giant, stupid TV.
It almost immediately pops up with Rugal, which is the search engine on Absalom Station. And you click into the little search bar and you see a drop-down menu appear of recent searches. And you see, it says,
oh my,
crime scene photo, stabbings, how to make dagger out of ice, ice dagger, and then how to make delicious cocktails.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Is there any other cocktails? Do we recognise them?
One of
You
them's
can't
Bloody
see,
Mary.
and there is a little bar, but it's sort of quite a standard bar, standard setting.
I meant like if you look at the cocktails and then
Yeah.
you take the first response on Google, and then we look at that.
Yeah.
Are the cocktails it suggests making the same cocktails that we had at the party?
They are. Yeah.
Incontrovertible.
Well, not entirely incontrovertible. There is one other person it could be. Other than Luca.
No!
Sorry, but it's just occurred to me there is someone else, and it's Mimosa, who we love. So we're gonna bury that thought because we love Mimosa. Okay.
I will
moving on.
say, if you, no one's trying. I want like a history check. I want like a memory check. Do you know what I mean?
Nope,
Where the
turn it
message-
off.
Sense
Like a light switch.
motive from
Just
anyone.
goes-
It's a high DC.
Can
No,
I
everyone.
assist?
No, everyone can do an individual, and I'm going to say there's no aid here.
7.
2, 3.
Okay, cool. Don't worry about it.
We're the best detectives.
Right,
Hey!
so whoever owned this phone was apparently looking for a fresh start, wanted to know how to make an ice dagger, make convincing crime scene photos of a stabbing, and how to make cocktails.
Those are useful things if you're gonna murder someone and then go to. Why would you need photos of the?
If you're
Why would you need
faking
to
a
know
crime
what?
scene.
That's what I was thinking, but there was a real crime scene because someone was dead.
But
We know that. What if they weren't actually murdered at all? And, there's a body that's been planted here and fake blood.
Wait, you're saying
I
another
think it's a
body that's not
conspiracy
Semred,
that this was a murder
he's
at
doing
all.
it again!
and they thought it was. You're a bit convincing. This is the problem. So the person who died wasn't Semdred. They just looked like Semdred, and the police just thought it was Semdred, but actually Semdred was the murderer.
I think at this time you hear the soft thudding of Corey banging his head against the side of the door.
Well, we know that there was another murder weapon, which could have been an icicle or some other form of ice-based shiv weapon.
Hey, Mr. Snicked, this is a bit awkward, but are you good at smelling things?
Pretty good at smelling.
Listen, I don't want to. I was just wondering.
No, I can't tell that you haven't showered for a few days, if that's what you're thinking.
Well, I don't know where your bathroom is, and I don't think you have any soap in that. Could we maybe get some body wash?
I go for what's called a French shower, where you just use deodorant. It's worked for me for years.
No, I was just wondering about all of these sheets and that. Is what I was wondering about.
Snick goes to ground, and it's like,
You
in the
start
sheets.
sniffing the sheets. It is a heady mix of Luca's perfume, the vague cologne of marrow that you've smelt in the past. There's probably some other fluids on the sheets. Blood of Semdred for sure. You get a whiff of the blood that's been everywhere, and then there is just this stench of alcohol in the room, but you don't smell anyone else.
No mimosa. Thank God.
No mimosa. Apart from maybe a couple of breakfast ones, but that's, not the person.
That was worth a symbol.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just thinking that these bed sheets are awful strewn about, and maybe someone was having a nice time in this bed before they got murdered.
Is there a freezer in the room?
In the bedroom,
Or in the apartment?
in the kitchen, there's it's like a living room. There's a little kitchen area, and yes, there is a freezer.
Can I investigate the freezer and see if
Yes,
there's
because-
A severed head.
No.
Also, can we look up can we look up the instructions for making an ice dagger to work out what you make it in? Because that is quite relevant,
It's all-
actually.
Is there a
It's
mold?
molds, right?
Yeah,
like
you
you
have
need
to buy
something
them.
like what do you?
Sure.
How do you make an ice dagger? Fuck.
Um,
You don't know, do you, Evan?
I I know. I know exactly how you do it.
I've killed many people with ice daggers.
Make a... I'm going to say sense motive.
Of the freezer.
Or
I know what the freezer's motive is. It's to make
doing the
it cold.
freezer.
Make a sense motive. Do Google it, or you can do computers. But
motive is to hold
24.
I want you to do sense motive
for my Roogling.
for Roogling.
Okay.
Technically, we're not going to be Roogling. It's a little bit of Roogling.
3.
Oh wait, was that for me or was that for?
That was me.
That was for Sally.
Shit.
I got none.
So 24 for looking in the freezer.
How hard is it to Roogle how to make ice?
There are lots of lovely ice cubes. There are some like circular ones. You've got the ones that have like a grape in the middle. There are some ones that are clearly made out of like blackcurrant juice, and a lot of very fancy little things. And I will say, and with that, while Sally is frantically looking up how to make an ice dagger and finding not great results, Snick, you suddenly have a memory of Luca creating various ice things
From
throughout
magic.
She's an ice sculptor. Fuck, she is.
the last few days. She was hiring ice sculptors. She was when you first ran into her, she was making icicles to go in drinks and like chiseling them away.
Oh, surely she would already know how to make a dagger out of ice. That rules her out.
Look, if you were the kind of person who was clever and going to do a murder, would you Google how to make an ice dagger and then leave your comm unit lying about?
Right.
Then again, if you were someone clever who was trying to make it look like someone else had done a murder,
Exactly.
would you make it seem like they had just Googled how to make an ice dagger and then leave their comms unit about? Because would you think that someone else would think that they were actually that foolish? Or would you think that they would think that you were making them look that foolish? Or is there another person who tried to get the second person?
Sneak to smoking a cigarette. Right, so somebody has created a phone and made it look like Semdred was going to do a runner. So they planted things on the phone that made it look like they were going to try and fake the crime scene, and then they actually murdered them. So it's a double plot twist because they didn't fake the murder. It was an actual murder.
So the one thing that we're missing from all of this is the mysterious second plot. Like the second biologic is there, disappeared. Now, I assume the only way that happens if they are walked out or they teleport out. That's the only way that
The other
Right.
person left, right? Can I just ask?
Well, no, but wait.
I want to clarify this.
Yeah.
2 living organics, then 1 living organic.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
There were 2. Someone died.
So okay. So sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yes, thank you.
I feel like that's
May I just clarify that we got in a lift, pressed 30, and entered straight into their living room without encountering a locked door?
correct.
They don't have much security around here, do they? Unless it was disabled by the stewards when they... I can't get into this goddamn system to find out. I just feel like anyone could have come up because they don't got locks or nothing.
Then you remember that you definitely went past a door that maybe someone forgot to describe, and it definitely wouldn't have been that.
So I
easy
just asked you.
to suddenly, I know, and I said yes, and then I was like, no, this is really stupid. Like, and that's, I don't
Like,
need you going
yes.
down this. Like, yes, that is what you
Yes.
did. But where the
However,
tape
yeah,
was, there
there's
clearly
a door.
used to be a locked door, but the police have they've
the
opened
door,
it
yeah.
to put the
That
tape.
makes sense.
That was bad of them.
Standard
The crime's
police
a
procedure.
stupid
Get rid of
police
the
procedure.
door.
Get rid of the door
Yeah.
so that your police people
The
don't
tape,
have to
that
keep.
will work.
Oh, that would
Yeah.
unlocking the door every time. That takes so long. So really,
Yeah,
they have to put the
tape
tape there.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they have to put the tape in. That's the.
Okay, good. Just checking. Okay,
So there were
good.
2 organics who were living, and one that was organic that was living. So what if Semdred was one of them, but the one that stayed alive? What if Semdred committed a murder of someone who looked exactly like Semdred, then put the body here so that the first Semdred Alpha, if you wish, would then be able to go for that meetup for the New Horizons thing and go off to a new life. In which
That
case,
one-
we need to go down to the ghost levels.
Wait, do we think this is Semdred's phone, or do we think this is Luca's phone?
This is surely Lucas' phone. But then why would she go to the party?
Why would she go to a party? Well, she has to go to the party. Everyone's expecting her. but wouldn't she already know how to make ice daggers? You just sculpt them.
So okay. So let's just read.
Also, is there like water on the floor here or what? Because we're just going with this ice dagger plan, but like,
Make a perception check.
nine.
There's a lot of liquid on in the floor because of the wine that's been spilt and fluids in general.
So to build up, if we're thinking that this was Luca, am I not stretching too far? Maybe in that.
It seems the most likely.
If we're thinking this is Luca,
Could have been Luca and Marrow together.
there's a loud argument at 5. So
Yeah.
if we're assuming that Luca and Semdred have an argument, they had it at 5 in this place.
Yeah.
Then Semdred is found impaled with an antique sword.
Time
Or
of
is it
death,
he's found?
5:30.
So something happens after the argument between the two. There are no fingerprints of Luca on the blade that kills him. However, there are fingerprints of Marrow, even though Marrow hasn't touched the blade in centuries.
So
So
Marrow
somehow-
says.
Somehow fingerprints. So I
The
just throw it
glove.
out there. Could be a fingerprint glove if that thing
No,
exists.
Marrow said, do you not remember that when they previously handled the sword, they had to wear a glove?
Like a burn glove, like a dressing.
But so what if the person who used the weapon knew that that glove existed and then wore it, which would have some of Marrow's fingerprints on?
Wasn't it a dressing to
Yeah,
heal his hat?
because he got burnt.
Oh shit.
But it's
I
a
was
nice
thinking-
idea.
I was thinking more like maybe whoever done it wanted to frame Marrow, but they didn't know that that was the one sword that Marrow couldn't have used. So not a big coincidence, though.
Maybe it was just right. So it's just a fluke, bad luck. They happened to choose the sword, but they still managed to put his fingerprints on it. They keep their fingerprints off it. Don't know how. So that's a big leap. And this is Luca we're talking about doing this. Is she a master assassin? I don't know. She's pretty handy. She kills Semdred, either because they have an argument, but there's why? What does she stand to gain from
Why is she
killing him?
googling crime scene photos, stabbings?
I
But
think
why?
it's
What does she gain?
I think it's
More
Semdred.
life insurance.
There's a loud argument which would result if somebody who looked exactly like you came into your house and you'd be like, what the fuck? You look exactly like me.
That's fair.
And
I
then
would- yeah.
You go in with the stabbing and you use multiple weapons. You make it look like somebody else, such as your partner, committed the crime, and then you're off in the wind. There's an obvious person who committed it.
So there is a competing theory that Semdred kills himself.
Or someone
And
that
then-
looks exactly like him.
So Semdred gets a model of himself, kills that model in an elaborate crime scene situation, framing
His beloved partner.
Marrow for no reason because he's about to disappear anyway. Just fucking over Marrow just because for the shits and the gigs.
Unless
Maybe we should.
Semdred also had life insurance. What if
I
because
guess
of...
they all did. Why would Marrow have done if the others didn't?
But why would you run away if there was a point to the murder, like to keep the life insurance? Why would you then make an appointment at the docks to start a whole new life? Which is what this looks like.
Maybe we
Well,
should go down to the docks and see if anybody turned up at that
We gotta
time.
go. We should be there at 10. We should.
Was it-
we
could
should
it-
find
It
Luca?
is 11 o'clock.
Is it?
Fuck!
Oh no! I thought it was so early.
But if we're
No,
quick,
it's
we
not
might be able to
early.
get there still.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's talk more on the
Snick
way.
runs to jump out the window.
I don't even.
I want to make an
tail.
Africa. I want to
Yeah,
make
yeah.
a catch. Yeah, try and
Yeah, Snick making acrobatics. Corey, you can make athletics or acrobatics to try and catch him.
That's a 9.
Thank God.
please catch. I still get a +1 to this, don't I? Because I'm still.
Yes, you do, 'cause you're a little bit pissed.
Come on, 28.
Okay, yeah. Oh my
Grab by the
God,
tail.
you absolutely just scruff of the neck and just hold him up like
Yoink.
a puppy. And as you get back in the lift, are you mending the tape? Or...
Yep.
Mending. Taliana, you watch as Corey just sort of passes his hand across this tape and it sort of just slowly, it doesn't look like it reforms. It looks like it I don't know how to explain it. It looks like it gets cut. So it
never
doesn't
happens.
reform. It just sort of comes back together in the opposite way from where it fell down. It almost defies gravity as it all like pieces itself back together.
Could you do that at fences?
Do that with fences.
Could you do that, but for fences?
I could.
That's an amazing skill.
Dude, is there a fence? Was there a fence reference that I just missed?
No,
been
it's
talking
just
about
On the
this
farm.
much.
on the farm.
farms.
We got a lot of fences, and they need fixing.
Oh yes,
It's quite a big
I
job.
wouldn't do that. No.
As that finishes, the elevator doors open and you leave power drive lofts.
Oh
Um,
boy.
And I assume you make your way towards the spike.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, as you get in a cab, 2 credits, as always. Everywhere is 2 credits. We'll end it there for today. And as you go in search of who on earth could it be going to Horizons, a parallel
venture.
It doesn't make any sense. There's no motive.
It's a clue,
What's the
guys,
motive? It
by
would
the
have
way.
to just be a crime of
Clue.
passion.
It was
Don't.
No. What if Mario coming back disrupts the relationship? There were 3 of them. They're greatest there being 2. So as the third person, it reappears, that throws everything into jeopardy.
No,
But
it's
then-
something to do with the money, right? Like they didn't have any money, and they didn't tell him, and they were like desperate, and then they thought about it.
Well, you've got 2 weeks to think about this because we're
Next
doing
week,
science stuff.
Starfinder.
Well, we got some ideas for the science. We wanted to talk about
Forensics. Yeah. I'll do
One idea.
forensics.
What we need to know? What should we do? The other cows inside of cows.
rural vets.
What else is there? What else?
Science topics that have come
There's
up, and that
nothing
was
else.
quite prominent.
Alcohol? Drinking?
Oh, we kind of nearly did that. We didn't, but we just sort of did it in the episode.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? We can talk about this on behind the screens on the
We
Patreon.
should.
So
If anyone's
yeah,
got any ideas,
pop them in chat.
quick.
See how
Yeah.
the key decisions are made. Come to
Yeah.
behind the screens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
as seen by
Yeah.
our lovely patrons.
This
Yeah.
behind the screens, I am simply going to be talking about the logical inconsistencies of the setup, or like not
No.
logical. Like I just can't. It's
Don't-
just so
We
cool.
can't just talk about the mystery in our behind.
You know you
the scenes.
can't.
It's not
No,
what it's
don't. No,
for.
because also I can't answer anything on it yet.
No.
Yeah,
because
and
I
we're
can't
also-
give.
We're going to have to talk about the stars that we found, as we do.
We are going to
every
talk
week.
about the stars that we found in this episode. You can join us on patreon.com/RPGeeksD&D to find out more about our different tiers and our different benefits, becoming a geek or a super geek or a mega geek or an
Omni geek,
but definitely not
Magnesium.
magnesium.
not magnesium.
You can
MG, not magnesium.
also follow us on twitch.tv, on YouTube, on the podcasts, on Instagram, Twitter. We are RPGeeks D&D everywhere.
We're playing Starfinder.
And we're
Break the
playing
system. Go against the man. Let's go.
Starfinder. Okay, sure.
Because we're RPG D&D on everything, but we're not
That's
doing
true.
it anymore.
That's true.
I mean, we probably will again at some point.
Yeah.
I know the
we haven't
rules
gone
way
that
better for
far.
D&D. My God.
Yeah, well, no, I'm gonna drag us into other indie RPGs.
Fate.
It's
I
gonna be
want to do more
great.
Fate. I love
Yeah, we
Fate.
should do
I
Fate.
did put it on my
Started
bingo
Fate.
card for
That was
this
the
year
first
that I
thing we
do
did.
a Warhammer 40k one shot. So maybe
You do.
Do it.
I did.
Yeah,
I
you
was
did say
due
you
to
would
do
do it
that.
in 2023. You did say
did.
that.
I'll have to make that happen.
So anyway, yeah. If you have any time to give us follows or stars or write us reviews or whatever it is
Or
that people
recommend
do
us
on
to
these
your friends.
platforms, that'd be better.
In the
actually,
real
wouldn't it?
world.
That would be
Write
better.
a really long
All
post on YouTube
1,000 of
when you
your
do it.
friends.
But are your friends as geeky as you?
Have you got a
And if they're
group
not,
chat
why not?
All your geeky friends. Just pop us in there. Slide us into the group chat.
Slide us into the group chat.
Like
Like
pushing
not us.
buttons.
Don't put our
No.
numbers in.
Like,
Although
pop-
if you have our number, that's
When
weird
we're in the
too.
group
Delete
chat
our
now,
number
like,
if we haven't
"Hi,
given it
who
to
is
you.
this?"
We're
Like-
like, hello, we're the RP Geeks. And they're like, why are you here?
like pushing beans
chat.
through a
Right
letterbox. Just put us into the group chat. Just put a little
No,
link to
we're
it.
busy. I've got a lot of group chats already.
Group chats stress me out.
Oh,
Put
no,
us
I
on
like
the
the WhatsApp
clipboard.
group
Put us on the
chat.
I like
clipboard
our
and
group
just
chat.
What's a
paste.
clipboard?
You know,
Clipboard.
just to control V away, just
Why?
just dropped a little paste.
Oh,
Put the
in-
link.
into the
Cheeky
group
little
chat.
post.
Talking about the link into the group chat.
Oh, pop a link. Yeah, no, that's better. Yeah, okay, right. We've sorted out. Don't worry, guys. We know how to widen our audience.
This is where we've been going wrong. Simon, stop it.
Simon's in the group chat
In
saying,
our group
Germany, we need to
Simon's
know,
in
go
our
live.
group chat.
Right bow.
Right bow.
Right,
bow.
right, bow.
Right bow.
So we
We're
will see you
friends.
next week for the Science of Starfinder.
Episode DOS.
We appreciate you all very much. Thank you so much for watching, chatting, listening, being awesome, being very, very geeky. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye.